You may not have heard of the Moorish Nationals, but police have members claim to follow Moorish science. It comes from a black religious group that's been around for nearly a century. Most of its members obey the law, but not everyone. Chip Reed looks at how some use their religion to justify the crime.
This 35,000 square foot mansion in an exclusive corner of Bethesda, Maryland, has 12 bedrooms, 17 bathrooms, and trees planted by President Clinton and Vice President Gore. On the market for nearly $6 million, it's not exactly a steal. So imagine real estate agent Jordan Feinberg's surprise when he learned someone had moved into the vacant property.
The owner calls me again and says, the neighbor called, there are people inside the house claiming they own the house. And I'm like, what?
Lamont Butler, a.k.a. Lamont Maurice L., claimed the mansion for himself. He even provided documents issued by the so-called Moorish National Republic to back it up.
It's a burglary in the purest sense.
Across the country, Butler and many other self-styled Moorish nationals have laid claim to property and status they say is lawfully theirs because their ancestors were here first. In Memphis, Tennessee, Tabitha Gentry staked a claim on this $3 million foreclosed home using heavy chains. Charged with trespassing, burglary, and theft, Gentry, who prefers the name Abka Ray Bey, says as a citizen of the Moorish American National Republic, that land is her land. And this man was arrested by police in Fayetteville, North Carolina, for interfering with a stolen car investigation. But his wife claims the arrest was illegal because he is a member of the Moorish nation.
He had diplomatic immunity. Why are y'all doing this?
Moors trace their beliefs to Noble Drew Ali, who founded the Moorish Science Temple in Chicago in 1925. With tens of thousands of followers, the faith borrows heavily from Islam. It also teaches that all black Americans are Moorish Americans, descendants of an ancient Moroccan global empire, an idea some followers have taken one step further.
So you don't have to get a license plate or a driver's license. You can lay claim to property.
Spencer Dew, who studies the movement, says Moorish Americans have long taken pride in being American citizens. But as the group splintered over the decades, some offshoots abandoned that view.
But I also think we have some opportunistic individuals, some sort of lone wolf elements.
Jeff Fort is perhaps the most notorious movement member. The former leader of a violent Chicago street gang, he was convicted in 1987 of conspiring with Libya's Gaddafi regime to blow up U.S. government buildings.
It's kind of a public relations nightmare. The vast majority of Moorish communities in America are not involved in any of this sovereign citizen ideology, not involved in fraudulent behavior, not involved in criminal acts.
As for Butler, he eventually abandoned the Bethesda mansion, but he still faces charges of burglary, theft, and fraud. He's currently out on bond.
You know, everybody likes to look at a big, beautiful house, but usually you call a realtor to unlock the door for you.
For CBS This Morning, Chip Reed, Washington.
So we'll wait until get some views, and then we will start.
Yeah, get a couple of people in here.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a great program.
They're gonna come at you more Moorish lives.
So get some views. And then we start. I hear echo. That's me. Okay, I gotta take that out. Let me take this out. All right. All right.
But yeah, man, actually today, me and old boy had a good show, to be honest with you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. You know, I'm glad. There's nothing like Good Brothers Building to get Good Brothers Building. Like I said, next month we're gonna have some sisters on there. We're gonna have Rashida on there. You know, I'm glad she definitely enjoyed the program we did. Of course, you got your haters, but you know, it's what it is. There's always, you know, there's always those type of people, man. You know, but they take your stuff and they want to take your ideas and they want to act like is their own. You know.
Yep. You know,
When
they
you're
take
like,
out
oh, of course, you know these big YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? They don't got nothing to offer, so they go to the little channels and they see the little channels growing and they say, oh no, I'm gonna take that idea and I'm gonna, you know, like the Jason Blacks and the young pharaohs or whatever. Because many times I have done videos, I'm like, oh shoot, or Jabari might did the same thing I did, or
the very next day or 2 days later.
yes, yep. And I just put the link in. I just put the link in and say, oh, Young Pharaoh said the same thing I said. Jabari said the same thing I said. So I put the link in and let people know I already said it before they even came. You can look at the days. That's all. All right, let's get right into it. I think people are going to eventually go and tune in. All right, so Hotep family, this is your brother, your RBG brother, Guy Nollywood Jr., and I have my good brother, another RBG member, brother Bakari. How you doing, brother?
Peace, my brother. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for having me.
No problem, brother. No problem. You know the reason why I had to have you on this program, brother, because we was on another brother show. He's a good brother. He's a Moor, and his name is Candyland Moors. Or was it a can? If I'm saying it right, Candyland, right? Cannonland Moors, right? So, what happened was, and I want to let the people know that I didn't, you know, I noticed he said he saw one of my videos and he said I had the wrong perception of the Moors. So he said he's going to give me the true Moorish, I guess, history or whatever the case is. So I said, look, I'm going to be on your program just to listen. I'm not going to debate. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just going to listen to what I said. And that's what it did. And that's when Brother Bakar, you came on the panel and you also did the same thing. And there was some things that even what they said, it was even more confusing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the video. I'm not going to play all of it, but I'm going to play the video, especially when they was talking to me. And I want y'all to hear what was discussed. So here's the things, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to rebuttal a lot of things that they say. Okay, so let's do some screen sharing. Well, first I want to let me do something here. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let's see if I can screen share this. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Let me just do this. Okay, let me do this. Okay, I think this is it. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Oh no. What's this? Okay, it's not coming up. Something's wrong here. Give me 1 second. I gotta just figure out. Oh, boy, technology, boy. Okay. Oh, okay. I got it. I think I know what I did wrong. I think this is it. Okay, this is not coming up. It's not coming up. Something's wrong. I gotta take this out.
Can you play it without sharing it? Without sharing it?
No, I'm trying to show the I'm trying to show the I want to show some I'm trying to get my PowerPoints on. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just give me 1 second.
All right.
Shoot. Where's my application windows? So I did it before. I just want to know why it's not coming up. Do you see anything? Okay, let me okay. Oh, I had it. Okay. All right. So let me do it this way. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it now. Now, you see that, brother? You see this, brother Bakari?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Now, this is the brother that we was talking to. Like I say, he's a good brother. And as you can see, he's a Moor, right? And he got the Make American Moorish again. Now, I don't know what this means. Now, if you look at his screen name, his name is Canyonland Moors. And everybody know that this came from the Bible, right? Canaan was Ham's son, right? Ham is one of Noah's 3 sons who ruled Africa. Now I'm going to show you, let me show you, let's see if I can go back. Let me see this. Because my whole thing is I want to show the people that the Moorish is all about religion to them. They try to mix history with religion and it don't work. They don't really believe in science. They don't believe in science. They don't believe in history. They don't believe in social science, methodology, or logic. So I'm trying to let me go back because I wanted to show you the okay. Now everybody's familiar with the Bible, right? Canaan, according to the book of Genesis, in the Hebrew Bible, was the son of Ham, the grandson of Noah, and was the father of the Canaanites. Now everybody know the Bible is a myth. These people did not exist. These people didn't exist. So if these people didn't exist, that means there was no such thing of a land called Canaan. There was no such thing of a land called Canaan. So right there, he's living a lie. There's no such thing. These people never existed. So if the people never existed, the land didn't exist. Okay? So as you can see, he has a picture of Noble Jew Ali on the wall. And if you read here, it says Timothy Jews, better known as Noble Jew Ali, was an American who founded the Moorish Science Temple of America. Now let's break that down. Moorish science. I don't know what is Moorish science because they don't believe in science. They don't. They believe in religion, but they don't believe in science. They don't believe in DNA. They don't believe in chemistry or biology. And then they said Temple of America. Wait a minute, I thought we was living in Morocco. But before that, he was the founder of the Canaanite Temple of Newark. Again, It don't exist. There is no such thing as no Canaanites. That's bullshit. Okay? So I want to get the people to get a good foundation of what I'm going with this, right? So I'm going to play you a video. Now, Brother Bakar, do you want to speak on anything about this?
Well, the Canaanites and curse be the Canaan, because you know if they the Canaanites and that's where they from. You know they're the ones that curse. That's what they said. Curse be the Canaan. Ain't that
Right.
what? But they also, they're living in a fairy tale world. This guy said everybody on earth is a Moor, but when you look up the definition, and I'll get into that later and have it for you. I'm going to pull it up. The definition in the etymology of the word Moor, because they say we shouldn't call ourselves black, but when you read the definition of Moor, shit, that's what it means, black.
Mm-hmm.
And they like to tell you, well, Africa is named after a European. That's okay. So is America. The whole world is Asia. So what's the etymology of the word Asia? They're just all over the place. But our people love Fantasyland. We love Fantasy Island. Remember that show, Fantasy Island?
Yep.
I used to love the TV show, but I can't live on Fantasy Island. And we love Fantasy Island. Like I asked him, when your Moor Science Temple does a 501c3 organization, which means it's not taxable. You know what 501c3 is?
Yes.
Yes, but we are different. What's the difference? We are a legal 501c3. What the hell is that? We are a lawful and legal 501c3. It's a religion, is what it is, and they don't want to admit that it's a religion. I've also heard them say they practice ancient Islam, which is called Islamism. I'm like, what? They just make up stuff, and they will keep you out in the clouds because they have their story. They have those stories put together. They have them put together. This is the same guy that told me Canada and Mexico was the same place. The America and Africa is the same place. They're all over the place, man. They're all over the place, man. Just go ahead and play your video.
Well, here's the funny thing about it. Did you know, Brother Bakari, that anybody in Africa was considered the humans, and anybody outside of Africa in the Middle East, the land of Canaan, whatever, was considered Neanderthals? So we're going to play that video. Let's go into real science, because these guys get into this pseudo religious science, and I don't get into that. I don't get into that. I really don't. So let's do it this way. Let's get into some real science, okay? Because that's what I'm about. Okay, so let's do it this way. I'm gonna screen share this, because this has got to be known, because I want people to. This is scholarship. So let's get into DNA. Brother Bakar, you see this?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so now listen what they say. I don't think I'm gonna play the whole video, but listen what they say about humans and Neanderthals.
Look closely and you can see that this one has a slightly longer brain case. Most scientists believe that these are two separate species and there wasn't much interaction between the two. But now we know there was interbreeding and that all non-Africans living today are part Neanderthal. The researchers extracted DNA from Neanderthal fossil living today. They found that the DNA of Europeans and Asians is Neanderthal.
It's a very exciting discovery because it gives us really the first strong evidence that there was interbreeding with people like the Neanderthals. And it means that modern humans in different parts of the world may have slightly different mixes.
And the Neanderthal in me has always said Neanderthal. I stand quite corrected.
There are many jokes about people behaving like Neanderthals, but it seems the joke could be on us. Research has found that many human beings actually have Neanderthal DNA, proving there's an evolutionary link.
The Neanderthal, that beastly evolutionary outcast, thought to be extinct for 30,000 years. But scientists believe they picked up the trail of that hairy historic reject in the most surprising of places. In us, many of us anyway, there is new evidence that humans inherited up to 4% of our DNA from Neanderthals. The study in the journal Science is based on painstaking research into 3 Neanderthal bone fragments. Scientists reconstructed the Neanderthal genetic code and compared it to modern humans from across the globe, and found there was up to a 4% match with humans everywhere, but from Africa. The theory is that our human ancestors migrating out of Africa some 70,000 years ago had some amorous encounters with Neanderthals somewhere in the Middle East.
Now, I'm about to pause there. Now, you heard that, Brother Bakari?
Yes, I heard it.
He said Neanderthals in the Middle East. Outside of Africa, these people were Neanderthals. But according to the Moors, we were Canaanites. Well, you call yourself a Neanderthal. I'd rather be what they may call a Hamite, because at least I'm a human. Human means melanin people, or means color, or melanin people, right? We are the real human, or if you use the word human, depends on the context, it means color, right? So we are the real humans, right? So yes, there was some interbreeding, eventually, but they even said anybody outside of Africa was considered Neanderthal. So that's what these Moors are saying, that they're Neanderthals. Now, if you want to call yourself a Canaanite, then count me out, bro, because I'm not a Canaanite. I'm not a Neanderthal. Okay? I think they forgot about that part. We'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll move on.
We mean that they interbred or they had sex.
This is the first real evidence Neanderthals disappeared from the evolutionary chart.
Neanderthals aren't quite extinct. They all live on a little bit in many of us.
The research is part of a major project mapping the Neanderthals' genome and hopefully providing firm answers to a number of evolutionary questions.
If you've ever accused someone of being a Neanderthal, then tonight you've been proved right. But it takes one to know one, because scientists have just released studies that show we are all partly Neanderthal. For the first time ever, DNA analysis has proved that early modern humans interbred with our closest evolutionary relatives. Stephanie West has this report.
So that's what I'm saying. Is, like I said, people who's non-African people are Neanderthals. That is the thing. Non-African people. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can I say something right quick?
Go ahead.
The last one you said, if you read it, it said even the Australasian, right, DNA. That's why you were showing one time you did the thing on the Aboriginals of Australia.
Right.
They left out of Africa, but you can look at a lot of them today and tell where they interbred with Neanderthal.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
You can look at them. They were African blood people that left, but you can look and see the Neanderthal in them today. A lot of them.
Right.
Not all, but a lot.
No, you absolutely right. And when you mentioned it before, I never just deny that. You was absolutely right. And that is proof that there was a lot of interbreeding. It's just that they, like you said, they didn't evolve. Yeah, they still stuck into that. You see it. So that's just proof that there was a lot of interbreeding going on. But a lot of them didn't interbreed.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't. A lot of Africans didn't need to breed. So what I'm saying is that anybody who's non-African, we see this today. You see the Latinos and all these with the straight hair, with these European features or whatever. Anybody that stringy hair, like a Jennifer Lopez, the Britney Spears, or whatever you want to call them, whoever they are Neanderthals. We're not. So what I'm trying to say to these Moors, when you claim that you from outside of Africa, you are Neanderthal. Stop calling me a Moor. I'm not a Moor. I'm African. Okay? I'm African. My brother Bakari, he's African. We're not Neanderthal. So again, this is science. And you know, the whole time I'm on the panel with the brother, he didn't show anything. He didn't show anything. It was just all talk. So what I'm going to do next is, since we got that out the way, I want to show this Moorish flag. Let's talk about this Moorish flag real quick, because the Moorish flag is interesting. The Moorish flag is interesting. So I got to talk about this Moorish flag nonsense. All right, let's talk about this. So let's get into the Moorish flag. Oh, I want to talk about this real quick. I want to talk about this to the so-called Moors and the Aboriginals. And you know, Bakar, you know I'm about to go with this, right? Brother Bakar, you know I'm about to go with this, right?
Yes, of course. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know exactly where you're going.
So, you know, the Aboriginals and these Moors and all these little pseudoscience Negroes, they always say that we was already over here. There was no African, you know, the black man, the woman was already over here. So I asked, and I proved this many times. All the comedic science people who scholars, Shaka Amos, SETI, do serious research, and they said it too. West Africans was the first, or African people was the first travelers, right? When they traveled, they only stopped to Mexico. West Africans, they only stopped to Africa. And the pyramids is proof, because we are the original pyramid builders. Even, it was a Mexican scholar, I forgot his name, but I got the book. Even he said that it was the African people that was already over here first, right? Before it was called America. But they only stop at Mexico. Why? Because if you go further, as you can see, let me see if I can blow this up. As you can see, look closely. This is during, they said the Ice Age cold suddenly grips North America. Now, we see this all the time, every winter. Right, Brother Bakari? Every time when there's winter or there's a cold front, and sometimes it just comes out of nowhere. Right? But look at the -2 degrees. Black people, Brother Bakari, you know, black people, we are anti-cold.
No, we don't like that weather.
No, we don't. So when it gets further up here, look at it's 39 degrees. And these are southern states. It even snows in Florida. So we're anti-cold. So we couldn't survive this. We couldn't survive this. So how is that we can survive the cold? And if we don't like the cold, we always, even we be like, yo, I can't wait till it gets warm, right? And we, you know, the black people, we always like we like less clothes, right? We always walk around. Sometimes the brothers, we always have our shirt off when it's like hot, you know what I'm saying? And we cool with it. Sisters, they dress less, you know what I'm saying? Looking sexy, but you know, but that's how we are. You know, if you look in Africa, that's how we never wore any clothes or barely wore any clothes, because our skin is our clothes. So we could not have survived anywhere in the United States. We could not survive anywhere in the United States. So like I said, this is science. This is science right here. you know, climate changes. Okay? So again, I want to know, how did black people survive the ice age climates if you claim that we was already in this country called United States? So I want to just throw that in there, because that's another myth that these black people always say, these Moors, these Aboriginal folks. Oh, we was already over here. We not African people. We was already over here. So how did we survive the cold then? And it shows you that this country, if it's get cold like this, then it can't produce black people. It cannot produce black people if it's always cold. You know, we only get 2 months of warm weather, barely, and that's just barely, because sometimes, you know, it get chilly sometimes in the summertime. So again, this is proof that every year, especially during the winter time, you're gonna get this. So we're gonna knock that theory right out as black people being over here, because we could not survive this type of cold. Okay, so let's move on. Let me see. So let me go back. Let me see. Okay. So I want to talk about this flag. So let's talk about this Moorish flag. I want to talk about this Moorish flag because, you know, these Moors kept saying that this flag been around 10,000 to 50,000 years, right, Bakari? You heard that, right?
Yeah, I heard 50,000.
50,000? Let me tell you, 50,000 years. Let me tell you something. I don't even think the flag was even thought of 50,000 years. Now, this is a Morocco flag. They said this flag been around to 20 to 50,000 years, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's no such thing, and there's no proof. Again, it's a belief. Now, my question is, who designed it? This is the guy who designed the flag, and well, I believe in the 19. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you right now. It was a 19. Well, hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me see. I gotta go on my thing real quick, because I don't want the people. Okay, here we go. Now this guy named Mali Yusuf. This is the guy's name, Mali Yusuf, and he designed the flag in 1915. But according to the Moors, it was this flag been around for centuries. November 17th, 1915, this flag was invented by a paleface named Mali Yusuf. So again, where did it get this? Where did it get this? You know, because when I asked people who created the flag, they could never tell me. You should be able to know. That's your flag. It's your flag.
You know, Denmark has the world's oldest flag, and it was created in 1219. How many years is that? 1219 AD, which is, what's that?
Ooh,
800 and some years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But that's not even 10. But that's more reasonable compared to 50,000 years. I don't even think were people even living that long to even think about doing a flag.
Well, nobody doing no flag back then.
Exactly. But again, this is belief. This is religion that they spewing and corrupting minds. And it's a paleface that they claim. Now and you know what? This would get confusing because they would say this paleface is a Moor because he's Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I want to just throw that out there and they could do the research themselves. But I'm letting you know who created the flag, and it wasn't our people. So I want to just do that in there. Also, too, I want to throw. Before I get into the video that we was discussing there. Did you know there was a? Did you know in Morocco there's a lot of racism among our people over there? Did you know that, Brother Bakari?
Yes. Yes, those Berbers,
All right,
especially those Berbers in between. Yeah.
so I'm gonna let's do it this way because I wanted to play. I gotta play this video, and you hear this brother saying there's a lot of racism in Morocco. Now, why the fuck I want to live in Morocco? Why do I want to even claim Morocco? Because what is in North Africa that's been invaded, just like South Africa been invaded. And you have white folks sitting there calling themselves Africanos, but then when they come over here, oh, I'm African. No, you're not. You're not African. You're not African by nationality, or you're not African by ethnicity. So stop lying. You an invader.
And not
You're
African by
terrorist.
DNA.
Right. They're not even they're not even by African by DNA. You're right. So let's play this video. Am I going too fast, Brother Bakar?
Oh, you good, my man.
Oh, okay. Like I said, you can step in anytime, brother. Now I want y'all to listen to this. This is in Morocco. This Moors they trying to claim, but our people being by these Arabs or whatever, these pale-faced people, there's a lot of discrimination among our people. This is deep. I mean, my thing is like this: if you're going to teach, teach. All this false teaching is crazy.
Behind these gates at Rabat Station, a young migrant from Senegal was knifed to death on August 12. He lived in this poor neighborhood of the Moroccan capital. Here, like in many other Moroccan cities and towns, migrants hailing from sub-Saharan Africa face daily acts of violence.
I went out to buy something, so I saw three guys, three Moroccans, and they attacked me with a knife. They took my phone and some of my money.
Kingsley told us he felt lucky as he only suffered superficial knife wounds, but he said racism was rampant.
We are facing a lot of racism here in Morocco.
Oh, you already said there's a lot of racism here in Morocco. But then they want us to claim your nationality. You think I want to live in Morocco where there's a lot of racism? And you see all these pale faces around Morocco?
They don't like we blacks.
Oh, they said they don't like blacks. That's what the brother said. This is our people. That's my brother.
Is that an African calling himself black? Because you know what they say, they don't even call themselves black.
Yeah. I gotta play that. Yo, you are absolutely right, brother. I'm gonna have to rewind that. Let me rewind that. I got all the way to the part when he said he got robbed. I'm glad you said that, Brother Bakari. Thanks for reminding me, because they said, according to them, that's a bad word. You don't call yourself blacks.
Something. So I saw three guys, three Moroccans, and they attacked me. They took my phone and some of my money.
Kingsley told us he felt lucky as he only suffered superficial knife wounds, but he said racism was rampant.
We are facing a lot of racism here in Morocco.
There's a lot of racism here in Morocco. I want people to hear what he said. There's a lot of racism in Morocco. But this is what these Moors wants to claim. And just like my brother said, Brother Bakari, he said he used the word black. And this is a man from Africa. They say they don't. Oh, people from Africa, they don't. black folks from Africa, they don't use the word black.
Yep.
They don't like. See where he said, brother, because you was right. They say we don't. They don't like us. They don't like us blacks. Wait a minute. I thought that was just the people over here just saying that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
We don't have right for men. You can't sit. You can't talk to a woman. You cannot talk to a woman. It's not allowed here in Morocco. They don't give out job to black people. Even if you have the qualification, even you are capable of doing the job, they can't give the job to you for a black man here in Morocco.
Oh, but wait a minute. He can't, brother McCoy, he used the word black several times.
Yep.
More than once. So I want to throw that. I just want to play that part. And anybody want to, you know, they can look at the video. You can see the title, Morocco, the outrage of the constant discrimination against black Africans. But you heard the brother said he used the word black because they know they're black people. Just like we use the word black over here. We're all connected. We're family. God, I swear to God, I hate these fucking idiots, man. It just irritates me. I'm sorry, brother Bakar. Sometimes I just get a little.
You good, man. You good.
Nah, man, it just pissed me off, man. Like people just try to like down our people, man. Try to make it seem like, oh, they don't say Africans. Now he just said. Now he's in. Oh my God, he said. Now he's in Africa. He said well, they don't like us black Africans. Well, wait a minute. I thought they don't say Africans. They don't say black and they don't say Africans.
Yep.
Okay. Now you heard it. You heard him. So let me get out of here. Just to give you a little taste. I'm giving people a little taste. Okay. So now we're gonna get to the juicy part. I'm gonna do some Brother McCall, you hanging in with me?
Yes, look, when you were talking about the signs, right?
Yeah.
And they don't like signs. The guy told me they're into metaphysics. Let me read the definition of metaphysics. The branch of philosophy that deals with the first principle of things, include abstract concepts such as being, knowing, substance, cause, identity, time, and space. Abstract theory with no basis in reality. That's their first concept of science.
Wow.
Abstract theory with no basis in reality.
That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And you know, he had a problem when I said, remember I said I do it with tangibles, things I can touch.
Right.
Right.
Hear, but that's right. But that's all. But see, Brother Bakar, you got to understand that goes back to ancient Kemet. Because we observers. We live by nature. So we see how the world operates and we say, okay, that's what nature is. Even when it comes down to a male and female, right? You see the male elephant and the female elephant, right? Because we deal with nature. When you deal anything, Neanderthals don't deal with nature. They outside of nature. So this is the reason why the LGBT exists. This is the reason why the Greeks and the Romans, they will have all this unnatural sexual behavior, cross-dressing, man want to be a woman, all this outside because it's something. Because number one, it's something with their. I would say it's some sort of disorder in their environment that caused them to do all this unnatural behavior, all these killings. Or they want to kill. They want to go hunt and kill a deer just for the fun of it, just for use as trophies and all this stuff. Oh, let's lynch a black man and he's minding his own business right after they come out of church. Right after a white man come out of church, he wants to lynch a black man. This barbaric behavior. That's not nature. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that to another. You don't do that. You don't do that to people. But they're Neanderthals. That's in their DNA. So again, We gotta understand science, because like you said, everything that we see, touch, that's nature, that's science. We don't go by yeah, we have symbols too, right? We go by symbols, but those symbols was like the guy Haru and all these other guys that we had that we worship. They were supposed to have been something that brings that motivate us to do good things, right? So that's what it was. So it wasn't like, oh, we believe in Haru, but we just gonna sit back and wait for this God to do stuff for us. No, it's supposed to motivate for us to do good things, to produce, and that's what we did. Okay, because we people of action. We proactive. Okay, so let me show this real quick. I want to show this real quick, and then I gotta play the video when we was on that show. So let's do this real quick, and just give me 1 second. So the question is, are the descendants of Africans, blacks in America, or descendants of Canaan or Mesopotamia? All right, Mesopotamia is in the Middle East. Now the Middle East is not Africa, because one more got mad at me, and he said, "Oh, the Middle East is Africa." No, it's not. So let's debunk that right now. Let's debunk that right now. Let me see if I have that. Let me see if I have that definition. Hold on. Let's debunk that right now, because I want to clear that up. Is the Middle East considered part of Africa? The Middle East is a geographical culture region located primarily in what? Western Asia. Western Asia. Now, it is linked to parts of Northern Africa and southern east of Europe, but it's primarily in Western Asia. This is the reason why you said, Brother Bakari, why Muslims consider themselves Asiatic people.
Yeah.
It's what the Asiatic comes from. But we're not from Asia. We're African people. Well, I know I'm African. I know Brother Bakari African. Well, I can't speak for these Moors, because these Moors are considered Asiatics.
And even with the term Asiatic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I tell them, say, look it up, right? If you from Asia, why aren't you just an Asian? An Asiatic is something like.
Right, right.
You know, it's something like. I'm gonna see if I can get it right here, relating to or deriving from Asia. I'm gonna get the etymology for you and come back to it.
Okay. And all right, so this is so we're gonna debunk that theory of the Middle East is part of Africa. It's not part of Africa. So all right, so I wanted to clear that. So let's play a little bit of this. Let's play some of this video to clear some of these up with these Moors. Okay, I want to clear some of it up with these Moors. Okay, let me stop sharing. So let's play some of this video real quick. So I want people to listen to what was said so they can because I'm going to debunk everything it was said. Everything that was said, even the dude that claimed that he's traveling. And by the way, is this guy? I thought he was in the military, but he said that he go to different countries only for business, not to study, not to do research, not to do a thesis, for business. He said he was a designer. Well, let's play a little bit of what was said. Let's play it.
Black and you're calling them white. Your name's nigga. Why Garvey was starting to.
Okay, hold on.
Did you notice everybody?
The contract, mine for combat, natural law, enemies got to fall back.
Thank you for having me. My name is God. I represent. I would say that we're a nation under our flag, the Pan-African flag, an African man, Marcus Messiah Garvey. So that's what I stand by, and yeah, that's what I represent. I represent the freedom and independence of our people.
Islam. Now, could you just explain how RBG is a nation?
The nation means every nation has a flag, right? So Marcus Garvey, because I consider him as a teacher, as a philosopher. And the reason why I say that because when I was growing up, I didn't know anything about Marcus Garvey because of course, living in the United States, they keep our heroes from us. The only thing that you'll learn is slavery and Dr. King, which even Dr. King was more of a revolutionary too, which white people don't know. But as I got older, my wife, she introduced me to Marcus Garvey. Because she was saying what people rock it, but I didn't know anything about it until my wife put me onto it. And then I did some research on the brother, and that's when he said, when I read about how back in the day, and he played a flag only for our people. The United States is not as you can see, the United States American flag that they forced us to place is not our flag. Even though the colors represent, the white means white people, the blood is the blood that they shed, and the water, the blue represents the water that they was how they used to conquer countries and stuff, and how they said the water that's how they came on ships. So even the colors was very symbolic, and even the white man would tell you that. So Marcus Garvey gave us a flag to represent our hometown, because every flag represents their homeland, right? Flag that represents our land, so forth, so forth. So he gave us a flag that represents the continent of Africa, not a specific country in Africa, but the continent itself. There's the black means black people, the red means the blood of our people that they shed, and green means the land of Africa. And the gold, and plus the yellow, the gold means as far as the resources over there. So that's the reason why I say we're a nation of people, because we have our own flag. And we come as a nation, we come as that's our power base. Unity is our power. And that's where they try to break us up. And this is the reason why they gave us these names and say, well, you're a Muslim, or you're a Christian, anything else that the white man gave them, instead of saying that we're African people and we have our own land. I hope I answered. I hope I answered that question. I don't know.
Yes, right. Now, if we're saying that we as a people are a nation, right, then a nationality has to come with that. And saying that we're African isn't claiming a nationality, because there's people who live on that part of the world and they don't say that they're African over there. I know people from there personally. So there's a contradiction. If the people over here are claiming that they're African, and then they're flying a flag saying that that flag is the African flag, but they're not in Africa doing that. They're in America doing that. So if saying RBG is about being tied to a landmass, and the landmass is represented as the green on the flag, but the green that you're standing on isn't the place where you're claiming, you're not really claiming. It's a which is
Brother Bakari.
Yeah.
Brother Bakari, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Could you put up the Pan African Parliament? Could you pull that up for me so I can screen share it for the people? Because he said that people in Africa is not representing Pan Africanism. Can you pull up, because the Parliament is in what? South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if you could pull that up real quick so I can screen share it. Because he said that they're not representing Pan-Africanism, or they're not representing that flag over there in Africa. Where they have a Pan-African Parliament in Africa.
Yeah. Hey, look,
remember Brother Maurice had put that up there?
Yeah, they do have a Pan-African Parliament.
Right, and where? In Africa, right?
Yeah, also known as the African Parliament.
Right.
The legislative body of African Union.
Could you put that up for me so we can share the audience that debunked what he just said?
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to do that without leaving stream without getting off.
All right, hold on. Let me do it. Hold on. Because I want the people. So this is the nonsense, and I'm not. I like the brother. I think Ken like Moore is a good dude. I'm not attacking the brother. I'm just attacking, the rhetoric that he says. Because, like I said, this is the battle of information. Somebody got to be right, and somebody got to be wrong. So when black people kept saying, well, they don't represent Pan-Africanism in Africa, then you need to do some more research. Let's see if I can pull that up. Let me see if I can pull that up. Because I was just looking at that. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I think I figured out how to do it.
I got it.
Okay, okay. Oh man,
you know what? It? No, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it.
I think I just figured out how to do it though, but I still sent the wrong thing.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. I got it, brother. Because I'm gonna prove him wrong. This is the battle of information. So let me close this out real quick, and I'm gonna pull this up. I think this is it. This is it. Let me see.
Hey, check out your comment. Somebody put in there about the flag, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna highlight it. But this is the Pan-African Parliament. Okay? And as you can see, they got the continent of what? Africa. Right? They said the Pan-African Parliament is one of the organs of the African Union. Now, according to him, they don't call, he said, well, the black people, black people, they don't call themselves African. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So this is the African, this is, now as you can see, they said if you want to contact us, it's in what? South Africa. It's down here. It's down here. So what is he talking about? I want people to see this. Stop it, Moors. Stop it. Stop it. You're kicking religion. This is history. This is, like my brother said, something tangible. Something that you can see, something that you can touch, something that you can smell. Stop it. Stop it. I'm tired. I'm tired of these Moorish lies. Let me get out of here. Pan-African Parliament. Brother Maurice had put this up there when we did a show one time. And you see the background, you see the continent of Africa. This is, let me see, who's it? So this is what you're seeing. This is in Africa. So it is recognized. Marcus Garvey had done something globally for black people. So his teachings didn't die. Marcus Garvey still lives. He still lives. How are these guys talking about, man? People need to be quiet. People need to be quiet. Let me highlight what this. The Morocco flag is not Moorish or an African flag. The Morocco flag is a mix between Arab tribes and Jewish tribe. It's Arab. Thank you. Not more. Yeah, exactly. It's an Arab flag. It's an Arab flag. Thank you. Thank you. He's right. It's not even a Moorish flag. I don't even know what a Moorish is. What is Moorish? But I'm going to show you. But then, it gets really deep. Thank you, John. So peace to John for enlightening us on that, because it's not even a Moorish flag. It's an Arab flag. He's right about that. So let's continue, because it gets really interesting. Brother Bakari, if you want to comment, just step right in, brother.
Now I'm just listening to you right now, bro. I'm listening to you beat him up.
All right, King. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. Boy, it's thundering over here, boy. Oh my God, I can hear it. Okay, here we go. Okay, come on. Oh shoot.
Issues of the case. That Marcus Garvey's case got dealt with the same way that Dred Scott case got dealt with. Plaintiff in error. Why was the plaintiff in error? Because the plaintiff was presenting himself as a Negro. So he's in error. The same thing as Dred Scott. And people use Dred Scott case today still as a reference point to show that our people can't be citizens, which speaks to your point that, yeah, we should have our own stuff, but our own thing isn't going to be something created by a Negro.
What?
From a conceptual standpoint, Marcus Garvey was right on track from a conceptual standpoint that we're a nation and that we have a certain amount of million of people on this side of the hemisphere. So why don't we just unite? But the error was doing it with a flag that's not a real flag. That's a
Okay, Brother Ricardo, do you want to address that? He said the Pan-African flag is not a real flag. Do you agree with that?
No, we created. Marcus Garvey had to create it, so it's a real flag.
It's a real flag, just like the United States was.
Yeah.
Is not. I guess the United States is not a real flag either because it was created by white folks. So
Yeah.
according to him, the United States, the Confederate, all the other flags around the world is not a real flag, and these flags were created by white folks. You know, if you want to talk about the Italian flag, that was created, but I guess that's not a real flag because it represents a nation of people in what? In Italy. But he said that Marcus Garvey flag is not a real flag. But I guess the Morocco flag is not a real flag either because, number one, it was created by a pale face. It didn't created by no black man. But you see how they give white people credit and they put down our brother.
Yeah.
So I don't appreciate that. I don't like that. And the guy better knock it off. He better knock it off because it's a disrespect. It's a disrespect. But we're gonna talk about his prophet that he loves so much, as you can see in the background, Timothy Drew. Okay, so let's continue.
banner. The RBG is not a flag because a flag represents a nation, and a nation is housing for people who have nationality. And even if, when we read Philosophies and Opinions, page 268, Garvey is telling the Negro he's not going to be happy until he finds his true nationality, which would mean that he didn't have it. This is after the case and all that, which again, our people aren't going to read that because law is not interesting to our people.
I can answer that.
No, it's not. It's not that there's something to answer. This is Garvey we're talking about.
Well, I got to rewind that what he said.
Right? We're not saying the RBG is not a flag because a flag represents a nation, and a nation is housing for people who have nationalities. And even if we say students of Marcus Garvey, when we read Philosophies and Opinions, page 268, Garvey is telling the Negro he's not going to be happy until he finds his true nationality, which would mean that he didn't have it.
Okay, I got to stop you right there. I got the book right in front of me. I got the book right in front of me, and I'm going to show you. Let me show you. Let me show my peoples. Hold on. Let me get out of here, man. Again, you got to show evidence. You didn't read first of all, you didn't even read the whole page. That's not what Garvey said. I have the book in front of me. So let me share this real quick. Hold on. I have the book right here. I have the book right here. Okay? And I'm going to read the chapter that he says. It's right here. I'm going to read what he said because that's wrong. Marcus Garvey never said he was going to be happy. Marcus Garvey already know his nationality. So I'm going to read what he said. He's talking about the Negro who don't know. So let's read what he says. It says, because the Negro is not happy, and he will never be until he is restored. Remember, we was robbed. We was robbed our names. Like Malcolm X said, he don't know his real name because it was stolen. It was robbed. They replaced, they whipped us to the point that they say you better forget about Africa because you're not going back. You're going to learn our gods. You're going to learn our ways. This is the reason why me and Brother Bakar, we kept saying that we're here to restore the nature of the black man and black woman. The Trinity, the black man, black woman, and child. They separate us so much. There's a reason why we're fighting for reparations, to restore our culture and who we are. So again, he says, because the Negro is not happy, he's talking about black people that is lost. They don't know who they are. He's not talking about himself, and will never be happy until it's restored his own nationality. But Marcus Garvey said the nationality is Africa. And I'm going to read that. It's on the same page. It's on the same page. It says, by helping the morally to have the Negro find a nation of his own in what, Bakari? What he say? And own in what?
Africa.
Africa. It's in the book.
Africa.
In the book. He didn't read the whole thing. Why would you? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, because he was trying to make Africa. We were trying to get Africa to become one. All the black African nations become one.
Exactly. People that look like us. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that way it would have been our nationality. Just like people here, you ask them what's your nationality, they say American. Even though this is a continent, they named the country United States of America. So American is the nationality. So if we could have got Africa to become one, let's just say the United States of Africa, African would have been the nationality. And that's what Marcus Garvey wanted.
You're absolutely right. There you go. There you have it. Our nationality is Africa. Okay? So this is in the book. I got the book. He didn't show that. Because you're regurgitating, because I hate to say this, because these Moors, they're regurgitating other Moors. They listen to these ignorant other bays. Now, number one, I'm not a Moor, because my last name is not Bay. I don't wear feathers, so don't call me no more. Stop it. Okay? Moor is an Arab name. I'm not an Arab or Berber or whatever you want to call it. I'm not none of these people. I'm not a Neanderthal. Remember? So let's continue.
This is after the case and all that, which again, our people aren't going to read that because law is not interesting to our people.
I can answer that.
No, it's not. It's not that there's something to answer. This is Garvey we're talking about.
Right.
Right? We're not saying some white man did something or he's black and whatever. We're saying look at the case and what happened in the case, and then look at the letter that he wrote to the Garveyites, okay, members of the UNIA, telling them that the only way you're going to be happy is if you have a true nationality, which would mean that he did not have it to give to us. He gave us the concept, but the actual nationality part is missing. And he was visited by Noble Drew Ali before they deported him while he was in Atlanta prison. And there's an article from the Chicago Defender newspaper to verify that, which is why Garvey was starting to speak from that perspective of not talking down against United States and whatever with what they were doing, because they're just doing what they normally do. The problem was the sellouts in the UNIA who called them on him, saying that he's selling stocks and all this. Because that's not something, quote unquote, black man's not supposed to be doing that in the 1920s. Because he's under the jurisdiction of the black codes. Which means you're a slave, you're a fiction. You can't.
Can you pause that?
You're not, from a nationality standpoint, then you don't have anything. And they knew that. That's why the case said plaintiff in error for Marcus Garvey, the same way it did for the Dred Scott case because of his status and not being somebody with a nationality, but talking all this nation stuff, but don't have a nationality. That's fraud. Unfortunately, that's fraud. And the brother found out late. But I yield the floor.
Okay. Number one, I want to know what is a nationality. Because if you're talking about the nationality as far as what I was born, yes, I was born in the United States, so that would be my nationality. But that's not my ethnicity. There's a difference between ethnicity and nationality, and that's what that's what Garvey was saying when Malcolm X, when they asked Malcolm X, what is your name? He said, I don't know my name. Because my name was hold on, I won't cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
I didn't cut you off. So he said, well, I don't know my name because my name was taken from me. But I was given a name from the slave master. And I want to say that when I said he didn't know his nationality, he was talking about what Pacific country that he was in Africa. That's why I was saying when he was probably Marcus Garvey was probably saying he didn't know according to what this guy is saying. So if you're saying that he didn't know his nationality, Marcus Garvey probably said, well, I don't know any Pacific country in Africa, but he knows that he's African. He knows that he belongs in that continent. That's why I just want to clear that up. So it's the same logic. We don't know all that. That's where the DNA comes in, and people can trace back their roots in the countries in Africa. Now I know you Moors don't believe in DNA because you believe that your place was in Morocco somewhere, and that's facts. They don't believe in DNA, and I said that they don't believe in science. Now my question is, how do you know? How do you know for sure that you come from Morocco? Because I don't know if you got your teachers from that guy Todd or Sabir Bay or whatever. I don't know what you got your teachers from. And what is a Moor? What is a Moor? Well, let's look at that then. A Moor is an old English term. You can look it up. It's an old English term. So if you say, why would you take something from a European and claim it as yours? And if that's because I know if you go back anywhere in town, you never heard that. You never heard no African man or woman call them or any type of tribe call themselves Moors. Where's your Moorish empire? You know, I saw an exhibit where there is a Moorish empire where I could feel like, wow, this is what. And that's what I was. That's the perfect thing I was trying to say. Because there's no Moorish empire in the museums. There's no ancient Moorish empire nowhere in history. So where did they get this Moorish stuff from? But I can't wait till the next guy comes on because he said a lot of rhetoric too. He said a lot of rhetoric too. The guy that he thinks he's so smart, but he's really something. And I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to destroy him because I just listened to his not Kenny Moore. He's cool. But the other guy who claimed that he travels. I'm in a place where I feel like, okay, I'll give a perfect example. If you go to a Greece exhibit, you feel like you're in Greece. Because the way how they set it up. You go to an Egyptian exhibit, you feel like you're in Egypt. So there is no exhibit where they have their own room called a Moorish empire. There's no such thing as no Moorish king and queen. And if you really look at the history, if you look at Leopold II, how he went to Congo, he took a lot of sellouts. So if you want to talk about sellouts, let's talk about the black people that sell out. And the white man called them, okay, I'm going to call you a Moor. Moor, and there's a video on YouTube where you have a lot of black people in Africa. I forgot what's in Africa. I forgot. I know there's a video out. I remember seeing it. I'm not too sure. what the name of the video was. But you got a lot of black folks saying that they did not like the term Moor because the word Moor was very derogatory. There was very derogatory term. That means it was the only term for African people that means stupid and dumb. That's what the word moron came from. So when you look at it, so my question is, I ask, why would you want to call yourself Moors when it's an old English term? And if that's not what y'all called yourselves, then what is your natural? What did you call yourself before the white man called you a Moor? So this is what I want to address, because yes, Marcus Garvey was right. We don't have a real, at that time, we didn't know where we really came from in Africa. So no, we didn't really have a real nationality. So the flag represents where we came from. Where we came from. And that's not true. African people in Africa could say they are say from Africa. That's what they call it. That's why they have a African Union. You know what I'm saying? When I spoke to a lot of brothers from the motherland, they said, no, I'm African. We're saying that we are Pan-African. Pan means abroad. That's all it means. But Marcus, they say that Africa is for Africans. They says this. Now we learned this from the people from over there. So you acting like people don't travel. People do travel. So a lot of stuff, and I noticed with these American Moors, they don't travel. And what they do, they start making up stuff. They start learning a lot of, and everybody know that Timothy Drew or whatever his name is that you're calling Noble Drew Ali. Everybody know that he has this thing where know the truth and show love, you don't hate, and all this other stuff. He talk a lot of rhetoric. I don't really follow him. You know what I'm saying? But his foundation, everybody from Noble Drew Ali and you've been talking for a while. Now you see this dude. I think the third dude just came up, or he's been talking a little bit too long. Okay, so what? So what if I've been talking a little bit too long? But I'm gonna destroy this dude because his knowledge is flawed. Hold on, let me finish. Yeah, go ahead. I'm about to end what I'm about to say. All right. Noble Drew Ali and Wallace Fard Muhammad, who created the nation, the white man, took everything from Marcus Messiah Garvey. They took everything from him, and they branched off from there. So Marcus Messiah Garvey was the foundation of these movements that you see today. And I rest my mind. Brother Sheldon, but
Islam, everyone online. Peace. Is that Nollywood? Guy Nollywood? Peace, brother.
Peace, brother.
I just wanted to comment a little bit on what you were saying. Now I domicile at Germany. I'm actually speaking to you from Germany right now. So it's whatever. It's 10 after midnight now.
So he's speaking from Germany, not in Africa, but in Germany.
I was listening to what you were saying, and I agree with some of the things that you were saying about a lot of our people don't travel. But then that goes on both sides, right? It's not only Moors Moors from North America that don't travel. That's on both sides. Now, I've been to Ghana. I did a video on it. I've been to Egypt proper. I've been to Israel and crossed the border and been to the Sinai Desert. That's what I mean by Egypt proper. I haven't been to Cairo. And to Cujo's point, the brothers that I meet out here, the majority of them are from Africa. And when you ask them where they're from, they'll say Cameroon, they'll say a country. They never really say Africa. And I'm out here in Germany, and the African population is huge out here. If you ask them their nationality, they definitely don't say Africa. They never do. Never. They always say the country that they're from. Now, in terms of
now, as you can see, I already debunked that in an early video when they said it was a lot of racism in Morocco. Brother Bakar, you even heard it yourself. He said, he said black Africans. First of all, he used the word black, and he said they're Africans. He didn't say that. He didn't mention anywhere in his country. He didn't even mention the town that he's from in Morocco. I'm just saying. I already proved it.
more in the meaning of more. And this is the thing that a lot of people that don't really know get wrong. And I actually did a video about this, I think, 2 years ago. Moor, M-A-U-R, is the origin of M-O-O-R. Well, actually, it's M-R because there was no vowels, but M-A-U-R. And this is in the Hieroglyphics Dictionary, Volume 1 by E.A. Wallace Budge. And if I'm correct, matter of fact, I can go get the book right now.
Okay, hold on. Let me rewind that. What he say? What he say? He said what? What he say?
But then
I gotta play that again.
that goes on both sides, right? It's not only Moors Moors from North America that don't travel. That's on both sides. Now, I've been to Ghana. I did a video on it. I've been to Egypt proper. I've been to Israel and crossed the border and been to the Sinai Desert. That's what I mean by Egypt proper. I haven't been to Cairo. And to Cujo's point, the brothers that I meet out here, the majority of them are from Africa. And when you ask them where they're from, they'll say Cameroon, they'll say a country. They never really say Africa. And I'm out here in Germany, and the African population is huge out here. If you ask them their nationality, they definitely
I already debunked that.
They always say
get to the Moor part.
Now, in terms of more in the meaning of more, and this is the thing that a lot of people that don't really know get wrong. And I actually did a video about this, I think, 2 years ago.
I want you to listen to this.
Moor, M-A-U-R, is the origin of M-O-O-R. Well, actually, it's M-R because there was no vowels, but M-A-U-R. And this is in the Hieroglyphics Dictionary.
He said.
Go ahead,
brother. Go ahead.
I looked up M-A-U-R while he was talking. That's a Greek name meaning dark.
Yes. Yes.
It's a Greek name meaning dark. So don't care how they spin it, they will call black.
Yes, that's why I explained that in the video, and I have the book. I have the book, and it was written by a brother. Now he said it was a hieroglyphic dictionary. Now first of all, I don't even think. First of all, as far as my knowledge, that African people didn't create dictionaries. We didn't create dictionaries back in the ancient times, right? But that book came from a what? A paleface. Now he's going to tell you the name of this paleface.
Volume 1 by E.A. Wallace Budge.
E.A. Wallace Budge. Is E.A. Wallace Budge is a black man or a white man? Well, let's see. Let me screen share this. Is this because that's if it's not made by my people, and I'm gonna say this, and I want the audience to understand, if it's not made by us and for us, then it don't mean nothing to me. Excuse me. It don't mean nothing to me. So let's do it. Excuse me. Oh my God. All right, so let's screen share this real quick. Because I have to, I don't like when people lying to my people like this. This is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Oh. So let's go back. Let's go back. So let's see what this guy is. Okay? This is the guy that he's talking about, a white man, a paleface, E.A. Wallace Budge. Why? What the hell did he know about my history? So what he's trying to tell me is these same Neanderthals that thought the world was flat are smart people, and he's going to ride by that. These are the same people who was calling us Moors. African people never called. There is no Moorish tribe in Africa. We never called out someone. The Moors word came from him. But you see, Brother Bakari, that how you got these black folks, they put white people on this pedestal and make it seem these are the smartest people of the world. You see how?
Yep.
You see how disrespectful they are? Now, what the hell? This man has nothing to do with me. I don't care. So that book, and I'm gonna tell that dude, you need to throw it in the garbage. You need to throw it in the garbage. Because these are the same people that you claim that you don't consider Moors. So why are you reading their books? It's flawed. Because then again, where did he get his information from? Because I bet you he probably don't have no references. Just like the Bible. No references. No times, no dates. So he's gonna ride with this pelvis. This is a white man. I don't have nothing to do with these people. Okay? So I want to show the people that. Let's move on. Let's move on, because this is sickening. This is very sickening. Our people are sick. You need to take that book and throw it in the garbage. That's what you need to do. Now he's going to talk about what the Moor means, the Morocco means.
And if I'm correct, matter of fact, I can go get the book right now. I think it's on page 266, if I remember correctly. And the meaning is the high priests of Anu, and it also says Palermo Stele. Palermo Stele means Palermo stone, and they call it Palermo stone because they took that stone from Egypt and they brought it to Palermo, Italy. So it's in a museum in Italy. And the stone, like everything that I'm saying, if you write it down and you can research it, Palermo stone.
Now he's telling me I need to write this down. Write this down for what? It came from a pale-faced white man. I'm not writing nothing down. I don't want, to me, he's not my scholar. He's not something I want to learn from. So why do I want to write? Why are you putting these white folks on a pedestal, but then you don't want to have nothing to do with them? You don't want to consider them Moors. He's a pale-faced white dude. I don't want to have nothing to do with him.
You can pull that up on Google. That goes back to 3,200 BCE, and the stone is called Palermo stone, or Royal Annals of, if I remember correctly, Royal Annals of one of the dynasties, Royal Annals of the Third Dynasty or something like that, if I remember correctly. So Maur goes back to, at the very least, 3,200 BC. And then you see the Mauryan dynasty with Chandragupta in India, and that goes back to 325 BCE. And then you see like Northern Africa was Mauritania, all of Northern Africa was Mauritania, etc., etc. So when you go back to Greek, which is before Latin, you get the word Morus, which is M-A-U-R, which is the root of Moor from ancient Egypt, and then U-S on it. And that's where you start getting the Latin origin.
Now, first of all, I want to say this. There was never no such thing as no Moors in no ancient Egypt. Okay? That's a lie. He took this one book created by this white man, and he's going to run with it. He didn't do thorough research. Because if that's the case, then you need to follow up. Well, who else believe in that? Who else? If it got to be a series of researchers or series of scholars that actually says the same thing. You just can't take what this white man is saying and you're going to run with it. So that's not true. But you see how people are sick. You're going to listen to this white man who don't know nothing about African history, but you're not going to listen to real scholars like Shaka Amos and Dr. Reggie. Okay, Sarah Sudaseti. You're not going to listen to these guys who actually brother polite. These guys are scholars when it comes down to African history. But see, you're going to push those guys aside and you're going to embrace this white guy way back in the day that no one ever heard of and no one really cares.
Moor. And that ends up meaning black or whatever like that. Because the people that studied at Egypt, once they studied for 40 years, they became high priests. And so then they went around teaching other people. And obviously when they introduced themselves or whatever, they were saying we are Moors or whatever like that. And so that's how Greek ends up getting it. And that's how Latin ends up getting it. So when you look, when you start researching M-A-U-R-I, Mori, that's in Italian, M-A-U-R-E, which is French. German is M-O-H-R. All of them go back to the Latin, which is Morus, M-A-U-R-U-S. So that is where it comes from. It doesn't come from an old English term. It goes beyond that. And as I say, because I say it's at least 3,200 BC, it's because that's the stone that it was on. And obviously to get that title on this stone, this I would assume anyways, I would assume that it couldn't have been just made up at that time. But regardless, that is still 3,200 BCE. And then it also existed in India with Chandragupta, which was the head of the Mauryan dynasty, which is M-A-U-R-Y-N. And that you can look it up as well. So now to address what you were saying about the Moroccan thing, the problem with our people is they constantly look at Morocco only in North Africa. That's a problem. In Arabic, when somebody says Morocco, it means, the term Morocco in Arabic means the farthest west.
Okay, that's a lie. That's a lie. And I'm glad that he said it, but that's a lie. Now I'm going to tell you what Morocco really means. And Brother Bakar, I'm going to show you the book when he's talking about what you were saying, because you was absolutely right of the word originally came from. And John says the origin of the red hat, not Moors. But John, you got to understand, it came from the Middle East, from Syria, which I'm going to prove. Okay, so so it came from, now I don't know if these guys, well, I guess they did practice Islam back in the day, because this is according to BC. But the Islam that they practice is not the Islam that they practice today. It's a total different Allah that they serve. But they wore, you could see the fezzes on their head. So this is in this is Mesopotamia. I mean, I hope I'm going to get tongue tied with that. But yeah, that's in the Middle East. Okay, so let's I'm going to prove. Let me prove them wrong, because he said that Morocco means far west. It doesn't say far west. That's a lie. So I'm going to screen share this once again. Screen share this. Okay, let me screen share this. Let me see. Okay. Oops. Uh-oh. Let me see. Okay. I know I have it. Give me 1 second. I know I have it. Because I know I wrote it. I put it down here. Where is it? I know I put it down here. Here we go. Morocco, meaning the Western Kingdom. The Western Kingdom. That's what Morocco means. It doesn't say the far west. It just said the Western Kingdom. That's what Morocco means. The Western Kingdom. You can look that up. You could type that in and say the Morocco meaning, and it'll say the same thing. It does not say the far west. So what is he talking about? What is he talking about? That's a lie, what he said. Again, I got him in a lie. Okay? That's what it means. I want people to see this. It means the Western Kingdom. Does not say anywhere the further west or far west. Okay? So this guy, he just liked to talk.
Or means the west, and Al-Aqsa means the farthest west.
I'm gonna skip some of this stuff.
These are the things that the majority of our people don't know, and when a lot of our people talk to people that aren't Moors, they get misinformation, and then they think that we don't know what we're talking about. And so I travel for my job. I'm a designer. I travel to
So he's traveling for business. He's traveling for business, not for any type of, scholarship work. So that it definitely shows that he's not a scholar. He's going in for business. So whatever he picks up, he's trying to apply it and make it seem like, this is what it is, so I'm going to roll with it. He hasn't done thorough research. He's not a scholar. He's just only there for what you say. He's a designer. What the fuck a designer knows about your history? I mean, come on.
Recently because of the shutdown. But I'm in Asia. Normally I was in Asia, Vietnam, China, Taiwan, 3 times a year. And because I domicile at Germany, I can catch a plane to Spain, which I've been to. It's an hour-and-a-half flight. It costs 50 euros. It's super cheap. I've been to Portugal. I've been to Sintra, the Moors. I started learning what Moor's been saying in North America. I started learning that when I started to travel, because I didn't believe it. There's some stuff that I didn't believe in. Those are a sickle and I believe that's the falcon, and it says Palermo Stele, the title of the high priests of Anu. So I have the book.
The high priest, so he called himself a Moor. Did he say I'm a high priest Moor? Did he say that? That's the point. That's what I'm trying to make it. Because remember, when you talk about Moor, excuse me, let me say this real quick. When you talk about Moor, they talk about a description.
Right. Moors is a description. Now let's because Brother Bukhari had said something very important. I want to show what I'm talking about. It's a description. Okay? This is the book. They don't have this book. They don't have this book. This book was created by a brother. That's who I roll with. If there's any other race of people, I'm not going to deal with that. But this is the book. What they never told you in history class. They talk about the first Moors. I'm going to show you. See, I'd rather show you than tell you. And you notice, you heard them, but they never showed it. He said, I got the book. And he's going like this, but you hear something flapping. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that thing. But he said, but you did say here, so well, I got the book, but you don't see no book. I got the book right here. And I said this. If you listen to the video, I said I got the book. So let's look at I'm gonna read something here. They talk about the first Moors. 212. So let's look at 212. And Brother Bakari says something important. The first Moors were black. So they talk about the descriptions. They said the Greeks. They didn't say African people. They said Greeks. It's a Greek word. Was said use Mauros, M-A-U-R-O-S, to mean black or dark. If I can blow it up right here, it says right here. I highlight it. What does it say? So I got the book. Okay. So it's a description. So they use the word M-I-U, but these are Greek and Romans use this as a description towards Ethiopians. That was the term that they used on black people in Ethiopia. Okay? So I got the book. It's not a pale face dude. I don't read nothing but pale face. Okay? So I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and then I'm gonna show some screenshots. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this.
You're talking about description. You're not talking about a name. You're talking about description. I'm reading you a description. When the Europeans refer us as those names, they see someone, it means black or dark skin.
And I addressed that too, sir.
Right. So but we're not talking about, what I'm saying is that you're right.
I did address that because I did a video on that because I have a German dictionary and it says M-O-H-R, which is the German form, goes back to M-A-U-R-U-S, which is Greek. Right. And so this M-A-U-R goes back to 3,200 BCE. So that's before Greek. That's my point. Okay. And so this is a title that people get. Like, clearly, if you're a high priest, you got to study for a while. So obviously, people used to go to Egypt and study for 40 plus years, studied all the the ancient scripts and the magic stuff and all that stuff, right? They go there, and then when they graduate, as I would assume, as they graduate, They get this title, and then they become high priests. And then they go back to their respective areas or whatever, and they start teaching. And then once Alexander came and started destroying, not Alexander, Alexander started destroying all the libraries. A lot of these high priests went into hiding because they weren't allowed to teach it. And so if they had this title of Moor, M-A-U-R, that went back to 3200 BC, before Greek existed, and then they go to certain areas and they're introduced as M-A-U-R, then obviously, and they're dark skinned, then obviously people of Greek descent or whatever will associate that title with the dark skin. That's where the Greeks got it from. It had to be, because this predates Greek.
So you saying that's predates Greek, but how come that's not being, out of all the Kemetic science scholars, how come they don't talk about that?
Exactly.
That's so I'm saying I'm asking because
for example, right? There was the lecture with Dr. Ben when he said that we were calling ourselves Moors, and you don't hear the Dr. Ben people talk about that either. Why not? If that's their scholar and he's saying that we were calling ourselves Moors, what we were calling ourselves Moors, who everybody knows from Stolen Legacy, George G.M. James, that the Greeks learned from the Egyptians.
Right.
Who are these same people 3,000 years BCE that were saying Moors were the high priests of Anu?
So what is a Moor?
A Moor is any dark-skinned person, but especially an African Negro.
See, he's talking about description. We go back to again. That's a description.
Wait a minute. Don't he say we are not Negroes?
Yep.
Didn't he say any dark-skinned person, especially an African Negro? Is that what he said?
Yep, he did say that, yeah. But wait a minute. I thought it was a title. He said it was a title. He said it was a high priest title. Yeah. So he's confusing. I asked him, I even said, it's a title. Even you said it. I'm sorry, excuse me. It's a description. It's a description. It has nothing to do with titles, so that means what he said before didn't exist. Dr. Ben never said anything that the Moors the Moor word used to be a title in ancient Egypt. He never said that. And if he called himself a Moor, that's good for Dr. Ben. And he plays what Khalid Muhammad said. Like you said, that's good for Khalid Muhammad. But we're not saying that because it don't exist. It's a belief.
And Dr. Ben never said he was a Moor. Dr. Ben said he's Ethiopian.
Right. Dr. Ben did say he was an Ethiopian. You're right. That's true.
Oh, somebody who's a native Indian, a Moor.
Yeah, Mauryan dynasty. They call themselves that. The dynasty in India that the brother was talking about is the Mauryan dynasty. Mauryan dynasty. Or Mauryan.
Now,
it's not MAUR, because all that, when we talk about India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, all that, that's Kush.
Now, let me say this. The problem with that, let me tell you the problem with that. Y'all don't even use that stuff. We're only talking about, hold on. I asked you want to respond, but I want to drop it and we'll go to the next.
Sure, go ahead.
The problem is that y'all don't even use that type of title, or whatever that title is, in Ethiopia, because I never read that anywhere. I do a lot of research, but I'll look into it. That's one thing about me. I'm always open. I'm not going to be stuck on stupid. I'll know something, I'll do my own research. I'll look into that. Because every time I did look into it, it drove me back into the Greek and Roman way how they used the word.
Right. No, not doubting that. But who did they learn from?
Well, you gotta understand too. Remember, they create their own. You gotta understand. They have their own language.
How did they learn from us?
Might not mean this thing. But what I'm saying is that, look, I never heard no more. None of you more say, we got this word from ancient Kemet. I never heard it. You know what I heard it from? You know what y'all would say? You heard it from Noble Trolley, or you learn it from this guy named Todd, whatever, you probably know him too.
No, but think about this. Think about this.
But y'all do not teach that. Y'all don't listen to science. Let's go.
No, but everybody makes reference to Moors being North African, right?
Well, North Africa, but you're talking about Northeast.
No, we're not even going there because they don't.
Okay.
No, hold on a second. When people make reference to the Moors, they don't say the Moors are from Northeast Africa. East Africa. They don't say that. Never do they say that.
Right.
Nobody ever in the history of history has said the Moors come from Northeast Africa.
Right.
They don't say that. They just say North Africa.
Right.
That's just what it is. So because the Moors and the Egyptians are both North African, they share culture. That it's family.
So why come y'all just don't teach the Kemetic science way of doing it? Why are you teaching?
Because
I just wanted to add something there.
Oh, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something, going back to what Dr. Ben said, because brother Guy, you said you've never heard people talk about the spelling Maur.
Y'all don't use that. Y'all don't spell that way.
Right, but Dr. Ben, he said we were calling ourselves Moors, and then he spelt it out, Maures, and then he said then Moors. I could pull up the video and I could let you listen to it, and you could hear him say it himself. I could do that right now.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Right now, and again, like this is where it comes into what we're really about.
Mm-hmm.
The actual Moors, the real Moors that people should be dealing with, not the ones that are as far as who the Moors are and what the Moors are. We know that those Moors are out here to cause confusion. To have you look at it just like how you're looking at it, which isn't the correct perspective. You know what I mean? Because all of our master teachers have been telling us that we're Moors. We just haven't been picking up on the message because there was so much collusion. But the brother has the thing to play from Dr. Ben. Go ahead, Moore.
All right, here it is. And you do know that Dr. Ben has a PhD in Moorish history, right? You do know that, right?
I guess so. I don't know about Moorish history, but
no. Well, he does. That's the thing. Like you can Wikipedia him too, and it has it there. He is from the University of Barcelona. Anyways, this is him talking here.
Yes, he got a PhD in Moorish history in Barcelona, Spain.
1506, after we lost power in Spain, the Africans ruled Spain from 711. We were calling ourselves Moor.
But he said Africans. Now you heard him say African ruled Spain. But they called themselves Moors because the Europeans called themselves Moors. So they ran with it.
M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S. We were calling ourselves Moors. M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S. We were calling ourselves Moors. M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S.
Right? Here it is.
Now, let me say this.
Yeah.
And, I did, like I said, I do my research, and again, I always say that when you hear Moors, you hear them being working for someone else, right? So the reason how they conquered Spain really is because a Spaniard emperor or empire wanted to control it. So you never go further. Y'all guys never go further beyond Spain. And I always heard that y'all, these black people that rule Spain, but where are the emperors? Name me an emperor, a black man, a black woman who was an emperor that ruled Spain. You don't hear these things. You don't see any pictures.
Well, you know why? Because our people are looking at Spain as the 700 years that the Moors ruled. You can't look at it from Spain because Spain started in 1492. Spain isn't an ancient place where the Moors ruled. That's a lie that people have been telling to make you think that the...
See, but my whole thing is, Brother Bakari, if that's the lie that other Moors are saying, these are his people, then he need to go after other Moors. Don't go after people like me. I really don't give a fuck about this Moorish shit. I really don't. I don't care about Moors. I'm not a Moor. Don't call me Moor. I don't care about none of that Moorish shit because all that's that Islamic bullshit.
That's
so
exactly what it is.
Yeah, exactly, which I'm going to prove later. I'm going to get to the part when I'm going to play a little part when you debated him, but not really debate. You were just listening too. But I want to get to the part when he said Marrano, like he was using the Spanish word Marrano or whatever, the Spanish word. But he said, oh, they don't use, the Spanish people don't use. I think this is it. I think this might be it right now. But let me play a little bit more. I'm going to get to that point.
The Moors are some limited people from 1492. But if you look up Al-Andalus, you'll find out about who ruled during that time. Because Spain only came about because of Ferdinand. And there was no Spain before the fall of the Moors in Granada.
So what was the name of it? What was the name of that country?
Al-Andalus.
Okay.
Al-Andalus.
Who's that?
They changed the name.
Now who's that?
Just like India is Hindustan. The real name is Hindustan. If you speak to somebody that's from India and you say, where are you from? And they say, well, I'm from India. And you say, oh, you mean Hindustan? They're gonna want to know how you know.
Yeah.
How you know that the place where they call right now had an earlier name? And the response is there. I studied. Right?
I can verify that too. That happened to me in Trinidad at the airport when I was waiting for my uncle. That I haven't seen. My friend told me, and he couldn't find it. He was supposed to send it to me, and he couldn't find it. There's a video of the Nazis marching past.
Oh, right? Black object. Yeah. Why would I want?
Oh, okay. Here we
right?
go. Here we go.
Black object. Why would I want?
Here we go.
Well,
Mexicans are more.
Mexicans are Moors. What about Puerto Ricans?
They're Moors too, and they know that they're Moors because
so he's saying that everybody's a Moor, including people like Fat Joe and Angie Martinez. You know, everybody's a Moor except the pale-faced white man, which they buy their books, which they worship, which they get all their information from the pale-face, which the flag that they go under came from a pale-face, but they don't consider them Moors. But these are the people, but everybody else is considered Moors who's not a pale-face. And this is what he just said.
When you ask them, they're gonna say no from the continent.
Well, I didn't hear Dr. Ben say that. He said that
I'll play it again. I'll play it again. He said
that's no difference than me asking you who name me some Africans who ruled Germany. Doesn't it's
I don't know any Africans that ruled Germany. I only get people that ruled their homeland.
But they did.
So if they did, so he said It's like you saying name some Africans that ruled Germany. So name some Africans that ruled Germany. I can only name Africans that ruled in Africa. Because these are European countries that I have no interest in. But they worship Europe. They love that Europe shit.
Okay.
And they ruled there. When they ruled there, they were called Moors. That's just what it is. You're trying to nitpick at where were the Moors at this. Anybody who's dark skinned is a Moor, is what the point is.
Okay, so all right. So let's
there's
now watch this.
You're looking at
watch this, brother Bakar.
So you said anybody with people of color or more.
Anybody that's dark skinned.
Anybody that's dark skin. When you look at dark skin, what you like? Give me the description. Somebody I'm just trying to.
Anybody who's not a white man is a Moor.
So you won't consider.
So he said anybody that's not a white man, or I would say use the word white. And it's funny he said it's funny he used the word white, right? Because they don't remember, brother Bakar. They don't like to mention color.
Yep.
It's funny. It's just weird to me, the contradictory. Now he said, what is white? Because according to Sabir Bey, he said white is like the white sheep. White people don't look. That's not white. That's white people don't look like that. But he just used the word white. He's a Moor. You don't supposed to say that. You're supposed to say pale face. So I'm speaking in their language. But he used the word white. I didn't.
Man, you won't consider a white man a Moor.
No, I wouldn't consider a white man a Moor.
Okay. So what about somebody that looks like what about
Mexican? That's a Moor. A Mexican is Moor.
Mexicans are Moors? What about Puerto Ricans?
They're Moors too. And they know that they're Moors because when you ask them, they're gonna say no negro, moreno.
Yeah, you know what he's doing. You know what moreno is, right? You know
I know what moreno. I'm about to show that. I hold your horse, bro. I'm about to show it. Huh?
Go ahead,
brother. Go ahead. No, go ahead. What you gonna say? Go ahead.
Well, you asked me to hold up. Go ahead. No, I was just saying it's brown. He's still using the description.
Yeah. That's what I was about to show that. Which I'm going to show. Watch.
Moreno and not negro, because negro means black and it's a fiction. And
it also means a black object.
He said negro means a black object. He said the other one said it's a fictional. So let's do it this way. My brother Bakar hit it right on the button. He said Moreno means brown. That's true. So let's do it. Let's see what Moreno means. He's right. These guys are not smart people. And I hate to say that. They're not smart. So let's look at the word Moreno. That's what it means. So I guess according to their logic, because they don't understand logic, they really don't. They don't understand Spanish. I guess brown is fictional too. I guess brown is an object too, right? Negro, blanco means white. Blanco is white. I guess that's an object too. So negro means black. Moreno means brown. So of course, yeah, a Mexican will say, I'm Moreno, and that means brown. I even heard George Lopez say that. He's brown. They always talk about brown power. I'm a brown man. Every race has a color, right? White people say they're white. Black people say they're black. Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? Brown people say they're brown. Red people say they're red. Indians say I'm a red man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. I don't understand their logic. So it's obvious they don't understand Spanish, but that's what it means. It means brown. So I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and then I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna play a little bit of Brother Bakari's, and I'm gonna finish it off with the
more right black object. Why would I want an object? if I can do something glorious. And in Spanish, they recognize the glorious name of themselves as Moreno and Morena.
So that's so you don't think the word, you don't think that, so you're saying the word Moor did not come from Spain?
No, that's what I'm saying with the dictionary. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you're still going back to that, and I gave you the dictionary, I gave you the page and everything. And so,
okay, so you say that's because I checked the dictionary, I didn't see that in it.
You have the dictionary with you right now?
Okay, let me skip to this. Yes.
Are you friends with them today?
Am I friends with them?
Yeah. Do you have any friends that have committed crimes?
No.
Trayvon got shot. Now everybody's wearing a hood. Everybody.
I'm skipping through this. I want.
Told a lie, they have to tell another one. So now we're dealing with so many lies. So like every time you're saying something, it's like, yeah, that's the lie that they told. Yeah, that's the lie that they told.
All right, so let's move on. I don't want to play no more. I'm gonna get to when Brother Bakari got on. Let's see what Brother Bakari got it. Now Brother Bakari, he went gangster with it. Brother Bakari, you went gangster with it. I gotta play you.
I just let him go.
You went gangster with it though. I gotta give you credit. Let me play what Brother Bakari did. He got on the feet. Okay, where he at? Where you at, Brother Bakari? I know you got on there. Yeah, here we go. Here you. My brother. I gotta play what Brother Bakari got on there. There we go.
Islam. Just unmute yourself, Bakari.
Peace, brother. How you doing?
Everything's peaceful. What's good?
Man, first I want to say you sent me the link, and I thank you for that. And I want to let you know I'm not here to debate. I'm all about unity, brother.
Islam. What's up?
So I was just asking a question if it was a religion, because I know some of it, Moorish Temple of America, they are 501c3.
Right.
So I was just wondering if you were a part of what they do, or if you were something different. That's all.
Well, the perspective that our temple teaches from is from the civic perspective. So when we say religion, it's not because of Allah, it's because of a constitutional right to it, which is different.
Okay.
So the people that you're looking at, that same Moorish temple that are pretending to be a church, that's not where we're at.
Oh, okay. So because I've met a lot of different people that say they were Moors, and there's a lot of different, and I always get something different, right? Like I have a small YouTube channel. It's called Brother Bakari. Actually, I'm going to meet one of my Moorish brothers tomorrow, because I'm all about unity, and I try to do a unity show every week. So I'm trying to get him on this week. He's gonna be on there with me, him, and one of my.
Which one is that?
Oh, this is a brother of mine in Atlanta.
All right.
Where I live, yeah. So we just try to get people on the show. Of course, they also allow you have the people like that teach the brother to read.
Hold on, Brother Bakari. What do you mean? What Moor is that? What do you mean by that? I didn't understand that question.
He think he knows every Moor.
Yeah, you cannot know every Moor. Wait, what Moor was that? Like, are you serious, dog? You know every Moor around the world? That was a dumbass question.
They teach.
Yeah.
That's what you follow?
I wouldn't say that we follow. That's just what. When you look at the Moorish paradigm, it's really about civics and metaphysics. It's not about religious. So people that you might hear talk whatever about Taj Street Bay is more than likely because they're religious minded and they don't have the courage to stand up from the civic perspective.
Oh, okay. So
because the stand up for the civic perspective means you have to face the white man when they send you a letter telling you owe 500 in taxes.
Oh, I got you, man. I haven't paid taxes in about 15 years.
Right.
That's a little different for me.
Yeah.
for my business, and I probably don't need to be saying this live on YouTube.
Well, this is what I'm saying. That it should be something that you could say live on YouTube.
Yeah,
you know,
and I understand.
Yeah, the perspective of it. It's good that you haven't, you know what I mean, because it's not about funding them, but it should be some open jurisdiction that you can say that, and us saying that we're Aboriginal and Indigenous gives us that open jurisdiction to say that's why we never pay taxes and don't have to pay taxes, oppose paying taxes, and it's some secret.
Okay, so you saying you originally from this land here? You had original to this land?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So your ancestors didn't come from Africa?
Not in the sense of as slaves. Like even if you talk about the Olmecs, who are Aboriginal and Indigenous here, they go back to Mali.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the perspective that the Atlantic Ocean is a cosmic mirror, right? And over there and over here are the same. That's why there's pyramids over here. That's why there's a Nile River over here called the Mississippi. That's why there's Memphis over here. That's why there's Moab over here. That's why there's Israel over here. Everything that's over there.
Wait. Because you heard that shit?
Because everything over here was named after
he said the Nile River. Wait a minute. This jackass said the Nile River was Mississippi River? Yo, brother McCarr, you said that.
You have to let them talk, man. The more they talk, they just say a lot of crazy stuff. Like, oh my, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. And this guy, he's in the chat now. Cool cutter, right?
Uh-huh.
I be listening to him sometime when he on there with his Hebrew Israelite brother. I can't think of the guy's name. They know each other. They go at it, but they know each other. The dude is a cool brother. But I understand what cool cutter be saying, like all that stuff. It's like we living in a fantasy. Black people love the fantasy.
Right.
We love Fantasy Island. We don't want to be in reality. If we in a fantasy, a lot of made up stuff, we're okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start talking about reality, shit. They don't want reality. These so-called Moors don't want reality.
Not at all. Not at all. Yo, that was funny. I'm gonna play a little bit more, then I'm gonna get to the meat of it.
No, because it's the same spot.
It's the same spot. Yeah, you got me a little confused on that one, my man.
Put it like this. You ever heard of Pangea?
Yeah, I heard of Pangea. That was about 300 million years ago.
All right. Regardless of how long ago it was, the land masses are still connected underwater.
Okay.
Are they not?
Yes, I agree with that.
All right. So if the land masses are connected underwater, and then we look over there and we see a river called the Nile that flows south to north, and then we look over here and we see a river called the Mississippi that flows south to north.
What?
And archaeologists and geologists did study and they found pieces of over there, over here. That means both of these places are one place.
So that means people from over there came here.
People from over here went over there.
So you saying this land
one place?
Wow.
It's separated now in this time by Atlantic Ocean, but it's still connected mentally.
Mentally, I got you. I can agree with you when you said maybe your ancestors slavery. I would never say all of our people came here with slaves. A lot of us, you know. Like for me, I like to use the example of one.
Yo, brother McCarr, you gotta be cracking up.
Rewind it a little bit. Rewind it right quick.
All right, hold on. All right, yeah. This is a classic. This is a classic, man. All right, hold on. I don't know how far, but hold on.
Put it like this. You ever heard of Pan?
This one?
Yeah, right there. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard of Pangea. That was about 300 million years ago.
All right. Regardless of how long ago it was, the land masses are still connected underwater.
Okay.
Are they not?
Yes, I agree with that.
All right. So if the land masses are connected underwater, And then we look over there and we see a river called the Nile that flows south to north. And then we look over here and we see a river called the Mississippi that flows south to north. And archaeologists and geologists did studies and they found pieces of over there, over here. That means both of these places are one place.
So that means people from over there came here.
People from over here went over there.
So you saying this land
one place? It's separated now in this time by Atlantic Ocean, but it's still connected mentally.
Mentally.
Mentally, I got you. I agree with you when you said.
Your brother McCarty had me cracking up. He said, mentally. Okay, I got you. Even when I heard you when it was live, I cracked up though, cause the shit sounds stupid, and you trying to process the shit, and you're just like, okay. Oh my God, yo, this is too funny. Oh, go ahead, bro. You want to say something?
I was just saying, I didn't know we were still connected mentally. The masses are connected mentally.
Oh my God, this is too funny.
When you said maybe your ancestors didn't come here slavery, I would never say all of our people came here with slaves. A lot of us, you know, like for me, I like to use the example of Juan Garrido. You know who that is? You don't know Juan Garrido? No. Okay, he was the first wheat farmer in all of the Americas. He came from the Congo.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's right.
He came here in 1502. He was the first wheat farmer, right, in all of Americas. So he was not a slave, and there was more. There was some that came before him, but I just always mention him because it's easier for me to remember him right off the top of my head. Right. So I would never say all of us that came here were slaves, but all of us were not Moors either.
Mm-hmm.
Well, depends on what you think what a Moor is. If you think a Moor is an North African, or a Moor is somebody from Morocco, or a Moor is some limited idea.
But wait a minute. But that's what they kept saying. Moors came from Morocco. Morocco is connected to the Americas. This is what he kept saying. And I'm just like, this dude, him and his man just kept flip-flopping. Like, which one is it? Now all of a sudden, well, if you think like that, it's limited. You're thinking limited.
Yeah, I can see you say that. Not everybody's not Moors. But if your mindset is that anyone who has a high concentration of melanin, especially the ones who are in America, are Moors, you would have a different view of the world.
Okay, you can say whatever. So everybody with melanin is a Moor. So that means everybody on Earth is a Moor.
Yep.
Because every race of people, ethnic group of people has melanin.
Yep.
Everybody, yeah.
So everybody.
Oh. Well, not everybody in the world is a full Moor. There are amalgamated Moors.
What?
That's where you get the one drop rule and all that stuff that they talk about. Because mixture happened.
So do you follow science?
Good
do I
question.
follow science?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Well, if
got him.
If we're talking about everybody came from there, then that would have to be when the world was one landmass. And if that's the case, then we can't just say that it's there, because it's all the same place.
landmass, right? With the exception of the continental United States of America. It's all one landmass, right? 48 states, right?
Well, more than that, because Canada's part of the one landmass, and also Mexico.
But it's not, they're not part. I'm just talking about the United States. So if you want to include them, we can include them, right?
No, but this is what I'm saying. To me, when you say United States, you're talking about all the states on the Americas.
No, I'm talking about the name of this country, the United States of America. But anyway, we can include Mexico and Canada, right? So they're all one landmass, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's one landmass, Mexico and Canada is different places, right?
What do you mean different places?
They are different places.
They're different countries, but they're in the same place.
No, they're different places. No. So if I go to Mexico, I won't be nowhere near Canada.
Yeah, but you're on the same landmass. Whether you're in Congo or whether you're in Ethiopia, you're in Africa. You might be in a different country, but you're in Africa still. You're still on the continent of Africa because it's one landmass. That's what the continent is.
But being in Congo and Ethiopia make you in two different places, though. You're in two different countries, which is two different places.
What I mean, but if you say that you're in Chicago and somebody's in Bolivia, they're still on the continent of the Americas. One person's on the south, one person's on the north. But they're in the same place because Bolivia is a country, but Chicago is a city, and that's not even within a country. That's within a corporation, which goes into a whole different thing. That, you know what I mean? That's a whole different conversation if we're going to talk about where people are from, because people aren't from corporations. People are from countries. And the United States is a documented corporation. That's why they need a president.
But then that's why they need a president?
That's why it has a president, because it's a corporation.
So name one country, name me a country that don't have a president or don't have a leader.
It's not about doesn't have a leader or not, whether it's called prime minister, whether it's called president, whether it's called ambassador, whether it's whatever they call it. At this time in 2020, it's a corpse.
So the whole world is a corporation then, with the exception of maybe China.
Of course, that's why the Olympics have the 5 rings, which represents the 5 denominations of coin. That's everywhere. They just got the penny out of circulation here. There's no more penny.
Okay.
But everywhere has the 5 denominations of coin. That's a corporate. When they say the Olympics, that's a corporate thing. That's not a country thing like that. How people look at it.
So can I ask you another question then, right? So people in this country, like you say, it's not a country, it's a corporation. So would their nationality be American?
Good question. Now let's look at it. If people from Bolivia are Bolivian, why would people from the United States be American? Shouldn't they be United Statesian?
Now, I agree with that. Don't get it twisted. What you just said makes sense to me. But I'm just saying, because they have been called American for so long, because none of those, Bolivia is not called Bolivia of America. Canada is not called Canada of America. Mexico is not called Mexico of America.
That's true.
The United States is the United States of America.
Right.
America for people from the United States.
Yeah, but that's the same way that Nation of Islam calls themselves a nation, but everybody Islamic doesn't belong to that.
Okay, yeah, it's just a religious organization, but I got you.
Exactly. So for example, Bolivia is in America, but that's not part of the United States. Cuba is in America, part of the United States of America. If the place is called the United States of America, just like Nation of Islam is called Nation of Islam, then everybody Islamic, everybody American should be part of these United States of America. If they're not, then somebody's playing a game.
Well, and like I said, the United States, when they added America to their name, I guess that gave them the...
Exactly. Why? Because the true Americans, which were the copper tone people who were here before the Europeans came here, didn't want to be that anymore. They wanted to be black and slaves from a slave ship. And they wanted to be all these...
You know, copper back then is not the same as copper right now. So y'all confuse people when y'all say that.
Well, that's not what we say, though. That's not what we say.
Break it down.
What I'm saying, when you said the copper tone people...
Right, that's the definition of American.
No, but I'm saying, but when you said the copper tone people wanted to be black,
yeah,
that's like me saying I'm black. But if you look at the first definition of copper, it does not resemble me or any of us at all. If you look at you can say look at a penny, because that's what people do. Look at the penny, and we are the copper tone people. But that's not the original copper.
Put it like this. Put it like this, right? Copper turns green, and Asar was a green man. This is in stone in the hieroglyphics. He's a green man. What are they trying to tell you? That he's copper colored. He's not green.
What the hell?
He's not a green man walking around.
Huh?
You're saying that he's copper colored.
That's what they're saying?
Because there's no green people. You see some green people walking around today? Everybody's going to say we're the ancient Egyptians. Okay, well, we show somebody with a goat head, and then somebody's walking around today with a goat head. Don't tell me nothing about your ancient Egyptian. You're a liar.
Why? Because we don't have a goat head? Nobody had a goat head. The goat head represented things.
Yep. Go ahead, Brother Bakar.
What did it represent?
Everything represents astrology. There's nothing representing people in ancient times. Everything was astrological and metaphysical. Everything.
Well, I don't get into metaphysics.
No, you should, because it's all
That's
around.
not my thing.
It's all around us.
That is not my thing, metaphysics. I don't get into metaphysics.
Metaphysics is all around us. You were the same one saying, if I believe in science. Science is metaphysics.
No, it's not.
Science is seen spirituality.
What?
Spirituality is unseen science.
What?
And unseen science is spirituality. Spirituality is metaphysics. And that's coming from...
Brother Bakar, you hearing this?
Yeah.
That's crazy. What? And you just said, look, I don't get, because I already knew you said, look, you don't get into all that things that you can't see in here. You know what I mean? Like, he said, well, it's all around you. You got to get into it. Then he said science. That's what science is. That's not true. What is he talking about?
Dr. Kaba.
Now, you have explained metaphysics completely different than I've heard other people explain.
Most definitely.
Metaphysics. So I'm going to say it like this, right? So when you say what metaphysics is, I guess I deal with metaphysics. But when you hear other people explain metaphysics, they don't.
Can you pause for 1 second, guy?
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on.
There's never anything tangible. Nothing I can
see something.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm trying to see something right quick. Man, I'm trying to. You can't see that, can you?
Oh, hold on. Let me take this down. Hold on.
Can you see that?
Hold on. No. I see a light.
Oh yeah, I was trying to show you something. I was putting it up. I used to have it, but I wanted to show you because they always, you know, when they talk about the copper colored people, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to show you if you Google it and you can go down, it'll show you on the periodic table.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first copper is like yellow and pink color together, right?
But you see the copper that they put on their skin saying this is us?
Right.
That's oxidized color. Oh, the copper has aged by that time.
Oh. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it now. I see it. Do it again. Yeah, I see it. Put it in front of the camera again. Yeah, I see it a little bit. Yeah. Oh shit, that stupid light. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. I see it a little bit. Yeah.
It's a different color.
Yeah, it's a different color. Right. Yeah.
So the copper they put on their skin saying this is us, but this is us, this is us, this is us. See, we're the copper colored people. No. That's not even the original color of copper.
No, it's not. It's not. You're right. So these guys, what I'm saying, these guys don't study science, and all that is chemistry, all that is biology. These guys don't know anything about that, which is crazy. I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go into, and I'm gonna clean up with the with all this feds and all that stuff, all this coming from, because people need to be enlightened where all this is coming from, because he used the word he said he's a Canaanite. Are we Canaanites or are we from Mesopotamia? That's the question. I'm gonna play a little bit more, because this situation, what you was trying to explain to people, because people need to hear this. You was trying to school these guys, and I need people to understand the rhetoric that was spewing by these Moors. It's just unbelievable.
And see, hear, touch,
right,
smell.
Yep.
I'm into
tangible things. Exactly.
Controlling the controllables, the things that I can't absolutely control.
Right. That's science.
But when you explain metaphysics,
sorry about the buffing. I know it's buffing.
Metaphysics is different than the way a lot of people have explained metaphysics. Because if you look at science generally, there's low sciences and then there's high sciences. You know what the highest science is? No, what's the higher sciences? What's that? Common sense. Okay. So once you have that, there shouldn't be any discrepancy with Moors. There shouldn't be any debate.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Because I apologize. I cut you off. I apologize. No, because what we're about is having people know themselves. That's all what Moors are presenting. Know yourself. Know who you are. Our people talk about we know who we are, but we don't really be who we are, because any one of these conscious people, if a highwayman pulls up on them, police pulls up on them, they're going to show them a license with Jeffrey Johnson's name on it. Not the name that they got on YouTube or whatever. But then they're going to tell me that they know themselves. Which to me, that's a fiction. That's not real. If you're not identifying yourself as who you are, and you're claiming something, but you're not really being that, then somebody's playing around. You know what I mean? Or they need to get their study game up so they can actually start being what they're claiming, opposed to just saying that we're that. Before we can start to say that we are African people. Right. Because remember, even Khalid Muhammad came out and said that he's a Moor. And I'm happy for Khalid Muhammad. But my father was born in 1920, and my great-grandparents on both sides were born, well, one side was born into slavery. My story was passed down that we come from Africa. I was never taught I was a Moor.
Right, me too.
No, if you're saying that you come from Africa, cool, no problem. You better find a country from over there that you're claiming, because you can't say you came from Africa, because there's no such thing as you came from a continent.
And that's what DNA comes from.
That's not a reality. People on the continent don't say, I'm African.
That's not true.
Cameroon, Ghanaian, Mauritanian. Now you just said it's all the same landmass, so it really shouldn't matter. Since we're all in the same place anyway, so it really shouldn't matter then, right?
Yep.
It shouldn't matter, but we're talking about identity right now. So okay, if we're talking about identity, right? If we're talking about identity, say it again. I said we're talking about identity. I hang with a lot of people from the continent of Africa, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm not saying no one ever told you they don't call themselves African, but I hang with a lot of people from the continent of Africa that will tell you they're African.
Yep, me too.
They'll tell you they're African because they know you don't know yourself.
What?
I don't know myself.
Yeah, because if you knew yourself, you would have a nationality.
Yo, this dude is a clown, yo.
Continent.
What's your nationality?
I'm a Moor. If somebody who I am, I'm a Moor. And when I say I'm a Moor,
what Moors come from?
Where? Where the Moors come from?
Where the Moors come from?
Yep.
The Moors come from the world. What do you mean, world?
So that's not a so you just a world. Your whole world is your nationality.
Everywhere you go, every language, there's the word in it.
I gotta pause this. Yeah, he said my nationality is the world. Wait a minute, I thought it comes from a landmass. He said my nationality is the world. Well, wait a minute, I thought you come from Morocco. Cannon land. I hope you're watching. I thought your land. I thought you come from Morocco. Though remember your man said the Far West. What happened to that? Oh my God, these people. Moorish lives.
The whole world. But I asked your nationality and you say Moor. Like what country? Then you said the whole world. So I'm saying so the whole world is just your nationality. You're just a citizen of the world.
No, I didn't say I'm a citizen of the world. I said I'm a Moor. You're saying I'm a citizen of the world.
What?
So then when I asked where Moors come from, you said from the world.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yes, but that doesn't mean I told you that I'm a Moor.
So then I'm saying, so what country?
Okay, let me be specific. I'm Moorish American.
Oh, so see, you just claimed the continent, American. See?
I'm not claiming
because Moor is not connected to any country.
Go ahead, Bakari.
American. When I say Moorish American, I'm saying
got this guy on the road.
I'm Moroccan. I'm saying Moroccan.
You just said America. Morocco is not over here.
Morocco is over here as well.
Where?
Because Morocco is an empire, not just a country. In Africa, Morocco is also an empire. You can go on Google right now, put in S.P. Scott, Moorish Empire.
John, wait, I gotta pause this. Yo, Bakari.
Never had an empire, but
it's still around.
Yo, Bakari, John, it's funny. He said Moors come from the Moor. He said the Moors come from the world. So my cat is a Moor.
hey man, hey. Cool Cutter wants some of this action because I think he want to beat up the Moors too. I can't send him the link. I'm gonna put his email in the back chat for you.
All right,
I'll put his email in the back chat.
No problem. Yo, this is too funny. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh, I can't believe the rhetoric. And Brother Bakar, you did a wonderful job having this guy on the ropes. I mean, this guy was studying. He was studying. He didn't know. He was just making up anything.
It's gone. It's still here. The Moroccan Empire never went anywhere. It's still here. Why? Because there's still Moors. Once there's Moors, there's a Moroccan Empire.
So wait a minute. So he said the Moroccan Empire is still here, but how come? But you just heard the black man said that there was a lot of racism in Morocco. So how are we going to say we have an empire? So my question is, who's running the show? Who's running the show? So, because we ain't running the show. What empire are you talking about? Who's running this empire? Because you just heard a black man in Morocco saying there was a lot of discrimination.
You know, did you hear did you see what the Cuckoo Cutter? Hey, I put it in the back chat for you, guy. It's in the back chat. It's in the back chat.
All right. Let me play. All right. I gotta. Yeah, this is too funny.
But he had like 140 people in his chat. just laughing at us. Remember that guy?
Huh?
He had like 140 people in the chat just laughing at me.
Yeah. They one of them said, "Oh, I need to do more studying." Yeah, they said, and we was not there to debate them. We just want to listen to what they say. You know what? This is why I say I tell people to listen, because listening is a part of communication. We just sit there and listen. But the way we was getting at these guys didn't make any sense.
No.
And especially when you did, you had this guy against the ropes. You had this guy against the ropes to the point one of his men had to come on and try to save him.
American. Where are Moors from? Moors are from Morocco.
Then you said the people from Morocco is considered Moroccan.
Right.
But that's what a Moor is. Isn't the word Moor in Moroccan?
So your nationality is Moroccan.
Okay, yes. My nationality is Moroccan.
Moroccan American.
Moroccan American.
Okay. I just don't want to be confused. Canaanland Moor. I just want to know. I can tell you where they come from. They would come from a place today called Gambia.
Yep.
Nigeria and Ghana.
Now, you're familiar with the Igbos of Nigeria, right?
I have an Igbo name. It's Ikenna.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how come all the Igbos in Nigeria wear fezzes if they're not Moors?
They do not all wear fezzes.
Come on now.
You just made that up.
Come on now.
You know something, my man? You sound like you're a good brother, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I see your people in the chat, they taking shots at me. But I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't even come here to argue or debate. You sound like you're a good brother. You sound like somebody we could actually build and do something together. We don't have to have the same ideology. That's what I'm on.
And just for the record, Canaanland Moore, he's a good brother. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. He just lost.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Brother Bukar, you did a wonderful job. I commend you. He said he gets his cat. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to say. He's confused. Go ahead.
He was on the ropes.
He was on the ropes, and he didn't know. He see, the thing is, it's all religion. It's all pseudoscience bullshit. And what happens when you believe in lies? You get caught up in your lies. You get tangled. It's like a rope. And see, you're more concrete. You say, look, this is where I'm from. You explain it to him. He said that you was confused. Like, no, I'm not confused. I know where my people come from. And he was shocked.
He confused. Hey, did you send Cutter the link?
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me. Oh, my bad. Hold on.
That dude, he just look, man. I don't even. He, like I said, man. Like I got a dude. He's supposed to be coming on my show. Actually, I want about 4 of us to be on there together. He is a Moor, but he's a good brother. He ain't like that. He ain't gonna tell you that's what you are or anything like that. He understand what it is. He know he's MST of A, but he believes that we come from. But he ain't gonna try to push that on nobody. And he don't try to tell you that he indigenous to here. Our ancestors come from Africa. Some of us got some native in our blood, which is true. But he don't try to act like that. He's not like that.
Right. Okay, Gary. Give me 1 second, Gary. You can keep talking. I'm just gonna email Gary real quick. Gary.
And when I started talking about Yassine Bey, he really got mad. Why would I know Yassine Bey? Like shit, do you know every Moor in the world?
Oh my God! It's crazy. It's crazy. Hold on, I'm doing Gary Wilson. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try to get that. Gary Wilson 3 times 3. Okay.
You know everybody can hear you giving out his email. Because you saying it while you typing it.
Oh shoot! Oh my bad. Oh my God. No, I didn't say any. I didn't say all of it because we don't.
No, you didn't say all of it.
I ain't gonna say all of it.
He's sending me now, Cutter.
I'm not. Look, I make mistakes, but I ain't stupid. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Let me see. Hope he gets this. Okay, I should do it. All right. Cool cut. I sent you the link. All right, let me play some more of this real quick. This is funny.
Ideology, though. I'm not talking ideology. I'm talking nationality. Okay, watch this. We don't have to have the same nationality. No, we better because we're the same people. Why wouldn't we have the same nationality? Do you I just told you my ancestors. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Do you ever see two Chinese people and then one of them saying they're yellow and then one of them saying they're Chinese? I see Chinese. Hold on a second. Just answer the question. But when you see two Chinese people,
that's what I'm talking about.
have you ever heard in the history of Chinese people?
Yo,
hey, peace in the hotel.
Peace, my
hey,
brother.
Man. Peace. Hey, man. First of all, let me say this and what have you, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Out of respect, and out of courtesy, man. First of all, God in Hollywood, this is your platform, this is your apparatus, this is your oasis and what have you and stuff. And I appreciate you allowing me to get on your platform. And I like your vigor, I like your zeal. Brother Bakari, you're a solid brother. I'm not swinging on your vine. I'm not kissing none of y'all ass. You know, whatever. I'm just no, on the real though. And, you know, and I really appreciate, I know y'all RBG, and I know what it is, you know, with RBG. I've been on what they have. I used to get strong with them. And y'all know I'm a contemporary guy. You know, even Brother Maurice had me on. I was like shocked. You know, I don't know if y'all watched the show. He had Dr. What's his name on? I forgot his name. He had other brothers and what have you and stuff. They had the same veneer that y'all have. And I was shocked, but Brother Maurice asked me to come on the line and what have you and stuff. And, you know, and everybody knows that I'm a man. I'm not a coon motherfucker. Y'all know that. You know, no. When I was young, I used to be strong. But what I'm trying to say is to give you respect that I see that's reminiscent that I see with Brother Maurice, Brother Guy Nollywood, and you, Bakar. Y'all strong brothers. Y'all mean business, and your emphasis and your focus and your consolidation of what y'all trying to do is to, without compromise, is to focus on black folks and to uplift them. You feel what I'm saying? And to allow a brother like myself, you know what I'm saying, who's contemporary, who's secular, or, you know, most people say, oh, I'm mainstream or whatever. I really appreciate y'all to allow me to get, you know, to interact with y'all and get part of the discourse and the discussion. So I'm just giving homage and I'm showing respect verbally and expressing that. Because, you know, I mean, RBGs and what have you, there's no game. You ain't got time to be screwing around with swirlies or what have you and stuff. But I think what y'all get from me is that that's what Brother Maurice wanted me on as a critic. Because he don't want people that wants to just agree with him. He wants people that's outside the parameters of where he's at, and he knows how I am in my ways, that I'm going to say on the outside, is, you know, and give it to, you know, I'm not going to kill nobody. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. So I'm just giving you the recognition. And on top of this, like Brother Bakari, I noticed by interacting with Brother Bakari for the last 7 months or 6 months or what have you stuff, and you too, Guy Wood, and I listened to this brother, and I even mentioned it in the text earlier, or the chat comment. His brother says, he was talking about science. Y'all know I'm very scientific. That's not to say y'all ain't, but I'm very scientific. I'm anti-pseudo because I used to be involved with this stuff when I was young. I was strong in it. But then he says, and he tried to obscure, and he said the highest form of science is common sense. And then when I entered, because I got Guy Nollywood every time his video pops up or he pops, I like to, I like to listen to y'all perspective, especially God in Hollywood and you. So I enter in there and it's more what have you and stuff. But Brother Bakari, that's what I noticed that about the quality about Brother Bakari. He is using the form of higher science then, according to this guy that y'all having this discussion with. Because Brother Bakari is applying simple, he's not disrespectful, he's not being condescending. He just simply, every time he's saying something, he's making a statement. Brother Bakari is in his retort, he's applying what he said, common sense. Like we talk about Pangea, and that's what he's doing. And what it is y'all are pointing out the absurdities. That's what it is, and what have. I know I've been long-winded and what have. I just want to get, coming into y'all, your listeners, what have and stuff, and what have and stuff. I just no disrespect, not being inconsiderate, but man, y'all two. And another thing, Brother Isaiah, because I shared y'all video. Shout it out, and my brother Isaiah comes in, and I heard Brother Bakari. Me and him are boys. That's one thing about my partners and people that I know personally. I mean, we go at it, and we go toe to toe on the forum, intellectually and constructively. But at the end of the day, you my brother, you my sister, despite our differences. So me and Isaiah, we go at it all the damn time and all that. But at the end of the day, me and him is cool. There's nothing personal or nothing like that. But hey, I was gonna try to say, hey, Brother Isaiah wants to join in too. God in Hollywood, is that okay if I can invite him to come in and engage? Because he agrees with the Moor.
Okay.
The Moorish brother. If you don't mind, did he come in?
Yeah, go ahead, bring him in.
All right, bet. All right. Hey, appreciate y'all giving me the platform in the first place and whatever. Hey, apologize, people that's watching the video. I mean, God in Hollywood's platform. Appreciate y'all patience, and I appreciate you, God in Hollywood, and appreciate you too, Brother Bakari too as well.
I appreciate you, man. You know something, Cutter?
What's up?
You said you contemporary and you all that, and you appreciate us letting you in because you used to be like we are. You know why it's easier to let you in?
What's
because
up?
Deep down, you still care. You just had to let it go, son, because you still.
Wait, say that again, there, brother.
Deep down, you still care. You want to see black folks do better too.
Oh, definitely.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say, deep down, you still care. You might be contemporary and all that, but you want to see black people do better too.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's easy to allow someone like that in.
Yep.
And we don't have to. That's why I asked you about that. I emailed you. Let's do it. I said it on here. We need to do a unity show. We need more unity shows so we can come together. Get the differences out the way, work on our similarities. It's just that simple.
I agree. That's the whole purpose. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be, as we try and get into our natural state. We're trying to do things right. There's the right way of doing things. There's the wrong way of doing things. You know what I mean? And as you can see, these Moors, everything they're doing is wrong. I'm being real with it, and it gets you don't want to confuse your people because we're simple people. We're not complicated people. You see what I'm saying? So I want to, because I know it's after 2 hours, but I'm just want to let me just get out of here real quick because I want to address something. And I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna finish my. Let's share screen this real quick. Now, the question is, I want to tell black people: are black folks in America, are we descendants of? Canaan? Well, let's see. So what is Mesopotamia at, right? So let's see. Let's check that out, right? Okay. Now, the Assyrian people, the Assyrians are an ethnic group of the indigenous to the Mesopotamia, a region in the Middle East. So are we really Middle Easterners? You know what I'm saying? So because Middle East is not Africa. We already proved that. Are we Assyrian people? So that's the question. So let's go back. So I already explained that. These are people from Mesopotamia. So, and if you look closely, these people, if you look at the how this guy Noble Jew Ali, you can see the headgear, the turban, or whatever you want to call it. You might see him with. The question is, I want to tell black people. Oh, you see.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know, you see him with the turban, right? You see this guy with the turban. But if you look at the people, the ancient people from the Middle East, from Syria, because let's look at where Syria look at it. You know, let's look at where Syria located at. Okay. Now, if you look closely, let me see if I can blow this up. You see Syria up here, right? That's close to Turkey and that's close to Greece. You know, all of that is considered Neanderthal territory, right? Over here is Africa. So we're not looking over here. We're looking at over here, like Saudi Arabia, Yemen, all that. So you see Syria, that's the Assyrians, right? So let's look at, you see Noble Jew Ali with the feds, because we want to know what these feds are located. Now John said, I remember John had mentioned it, so I was telling John that if you look at, let me see if I can go back. Let me go back. I know I'm all over the place trying to get this. Now look at this. This is one of these. Now, Brother Booker, you've seen this before, right?
Yeah, that's like that's around Mesopotamia, Israel somewhere. That's
Right. That's in the Middle East.
Yeah.
But if you look at Noble Jew Ali, let's see if I can go. Okay, hold on. Let's look at where Syria look at. You know, let's look at where Syria located. Okay. All right. Let me look closely. Let's see if I can blow this up. You see Syria up here, right? Because you mute your mic, brother. That's close to Turkey, and that's close to Greece. You know, brother, could you mute your mic? All that is considered.
He get off. He gonna have to shut YouTube down and just come on StreamYard. He's still on the show.
Oh, okay.
He muted it. Yeah, he was still listening to the show.
Oh, okay. So let me get back on here. Okay, here we go. So, shoot, I'm trying to get back to Noble Jew Ali with the turban. Okay, now if you look at him, look at Noble Jew Ali. This is where he got the turban from. It's similar. This is where he get all his information from the Middle East. So if you look at, I'm gonna show you again. This is the same thing. Look what he got on, and look at the statues. Okay. Now, if you go back further, I know I'm going. Now, these are the kings of Assyria, right? We're going back to 811 to 783 BC. Now, if you look closely, this is where Islam pretty much come from. And you see the half moon, the star, you see the feds, right? You see the feds. Now, again, we're not Middle Easterners. So how could you be black and how could you claim you're African, or you're going to say you're black and you're going to say that you're Middle Easterner, right? So I'm just kind of confused. These are not our people. These are not our people. Okay? So I don't know. This is what all this come from. The feds, the half moon and star. You can see it right here. This is evidence. Okay? Let me see if I can. Okay, look at that. These are the feds. All this on the walls, right? So if you look at Noble Jew Ali, that's where he got that from. Look at that. See? Trying to see my cursor. Oh, here we go. So this is where he got that from. If you look closely, this is the feds right here. Okay? Same thing. Same thing. So this is where these people got this from, right? They're, we're not. Let me get out of here. Okay. I got you, Cool Cutter. I got you. Now, again, we're not Middle Eastern. So how can you claim to? So that's what I'm trying to say. That's what Noble Jew Ali got that from. So basically, these are Middle East, these are B-Rabs trying to be something that they're not. And it's like, we're not like that. We're not Assyrians. That's not who we are. We're not Moors. So I don't even know the link between the Middle East and Morocco. I don't even know the link between that. I really don't. What is the link between Morocco and North Africa and somewhere in the Middle East and Mesopotamia? So that's what the confusion starts, because that's what the Fed started from. It started from the Middle East and Syria. We're not Syrian. We're not Assyrian people. We didn't come from the Middle East. So why is that? Why is that you got black people trying to take on something that's not even in their culture? We don't. Go ahead, Brother Bakar. You want to say something?
Yeah, you know who killed that? NBK, New Black Knowledge. I was watching one of their shows. It had to be 7 or 8 months ago. I can probably find it for you and send it to you. What the reason they started wearing that? Because they saw Arabs and East Indians coming here wearing those turbans and stuff and was getting treated different. That's where the Asiatic stuff come from. They wanted to be those people because they thought they would get some respect, but then those people didn't like them. But that's where it comes from.
You know what? And that's what the brother said when I was on the show. The guy who claimed that he's a designer. He said that. He said when he wore the feds, he started getting treated differently. And I think you have a good point there. Yeah, you're right about that. That's so true. Cool Cutter, you want to respond?
Yeah, by all means. I agree with you on the premises of what you're trying to say and what have you. As far as the Africans and what have you and stuff, like earlier, the brother was speaking about Canaanites,
right?
And then also you're gonna hear inside the Moorish, Moabites as well. As far as our genetic affinity and what have you and stuff, we especially here in the United States, it's a fact. It's backed by empirical, and Brother Bakari says I could deal with the tangible, and I'm very strong on that. I deal with tangible, empirical.
Right.
Those metaphysicals and spiritualities, those things are personal. Okay. We are not Canaanites. Canaanites are folks that live in the Levant area, and they were Middle East, what we call Euro-Asian people. And I'm very strong on that. I deal. Oh damn! I must got an echo. Something going somewhere.
Your YouTube channel is still on. You're gonna have to shut off YouTube and just get on StreamYard.
Yeah, you got, or just mute it. Just mute your YouTube and just mute it, because you are on StreamYard. So just mute the YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah, you still on YouTube at the same time.
I got like 2 phones, and I'm muted. Oh well, I'm sorry. I apologize for this though, man. I don't want to.
If you shut off YouTube, like if you go out, go completely out. YouTube.
No. If he just need to mute the YouTube. He don't have to go out because we.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he don't have to do that.
What about now? Testing 1, 2, 3. 1 testing.
Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear. There's no echo. We can hear you.
Hey, guy, can any way you can bring my brother Isaiah? His name is WMB Show Aaron Lopez, and
Well,
send because
you didn't send the link. Send the link.
We need his email. Can't nobody send the link to you guy on here. Can't nobody send the link. It's not like the other one, Google Hangouts. Only you.
No. But I sent him the link. He got the link. All you gotta do is copy paste it and just email it to him.
Right. I don't know why he don't.
Just copy the other link and forward that link that I told you is forward and just forward to his email. He'll just come right on.
Okay, yeah, because he's on the contention about what he's in the contention. So of course I know when you have a platform or whatever, you want somebody to come with a different have a different contention and whatever. But let's get back to the Middle Eastern people. Us Africans, we're from primarily from western parts of Africa. We are the descendants of our diaspora. That's where we're from, and that's the bottom line. The people that lived in the Levant area that keep on talking about Canaanites, Levants, and all that, the Assyrians and all that, they were not us. Genetics has confirmed that. That's the reason why I have problems with Isaiah. Yes, the first people 25,000 to 35,000 years ago, utilizing the haplogroup genetics of JP209. Yes, the first people that first migrated of a successful migration in that area was black. But by the time of what we call in science called confluence, there was a mixture of so many different groups and what have you. And because of his environmental zone, this equatorial zone, in conjunction with the equatorial zone, diet, and all that kind of stuff, these people started to mutate and start to look more different. By the time the Canaanites and what have you, because I'm gonna tell you, in my studies and what have you, the children of Israel, of what we call actual Israel, are a spawn of the Canaanites. They were renegades of the Canaanites. They were like the Nuwapians back in the days, back in their time. And there was a small, incoherent, erratic kind of group. They wasn't nowhere powerful like the Assyrians or the Babylonians, but they were how can I say it? But all these groups that you hear about, the Israelites and all that kind of stuff. But bottom line is, just like the Assyrians are nothing but northeastern of Amorites. These people were not us. They were not us. Right. And I don't know why the Moors are relying on those kind of things. And see, y'all know that I'm a strong person that emphasizes, not to say that y'all ain't, but I'm a very strong person of emphasizing of scholarship. You go where the facts go, not where your sentiments go. Mm-hmm. And even if it hurts my feelings and what have you, if it's overwhelming, interconnected oceans of bodies of evidence that overwhelm, I'm going to go with it, even if it hurts my damn feelings. And that's what true scholarship is, of being objective. Yep. And these Moors and what have you stuff, like I mentioned earlier, there's some aspects of all these groups. The Moors do emphasize, just like Brother Bakari said, he said, even though that you're contemporary, you're mainstream, but you are concerned about the emphasis of the plight of black folk. Yes. And all these groups, Hebrew Israelites and all these groups and what have you. But the problem is the way they're going with their approach and to substantiate and give validity and veracity to what they're believing, it has no legs. And Brother Bakari wasn't talking all this hot, all he was using is simple common sense. Mm-hmm. He's talking about Pangea, and anybody that has a basic understanding about Pangea, just like Brother Bakari said, that's over 300 years ago. And then on top of that, you can learn about the supercontinent of Guyana.
And Brother Bakar was just simply asking a simple question. And what that guy was doing, the gentleman that was on there, he was actually shooting himself in his own foot. And Bakari seen each of those damn that's, and it was beautiful. And I was sitting there, I was laughing right along, which is not to make a mockery out of them. No, I know you got knowledge, you wasn't making a mockery out of them, and but you were laughing at because it's Spin Alley.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit, the foundation. But
Right.
I said, so I'm gonna get off the mic though.
No, you absolutely right. I mean, it wasn't, you could tell just the way his information was just, it was very flawed, and Bakari was just catching him, just saying like, yo, and he thought Brother Bakari was a dummy. He thought Brother Bakari was new to the game. No, Brother Bakari is a scholar. So when Brother Bakari had him against the ropes, you could tell he kept pausing. He looked like he was thinking. Then he was just making up stuff. Oh, I'm a Moor of the world. But Bakari was like, yeah, but where are you from? It was just simple questions. Simple questions. And that's why I was, when I got on there with him, it was just like he didn't want to deal with me. So he got his man, thought his man was super smart because he claimed he was a designer and he traveled. But even him showed a lot of flaws. He showed his flaws in his information. So I went to just rebuttal. I had to do this to rebuttal all the nonsense. I mean, and anybody want to just, I'll put the link of what was discussed. I'll put the link at the bottom so people can check out the video themselves. I'm not going to play because I know we went over 3 hours right now, but I just want to let you know what all this feds and all this Islam stuff came from, because it came from Syria. The star, you saw the half moon, you saw the star, you saw the feds, all that stuff. But even then, the Allah that they're practicing now is not the same Allah back then. But that's a whole different conversation, because Shaka Amos already broke that down. They're not even practicing the same Allah. You know what I mean? I want to show something really quick, and it's about. I want to show something really quick, and I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna let everybody say their little last words, and we out here. But I want to show something really quick. Let me close this out. Really quick. Okay, let me screen share this really quick. Let me screen share this. So I want to show. Okay, I want to show something real quick about this Islam. And according to Islam, they say the religion that God prescribed to mankind is Islam. It's a religion, and that's what they're practicing. That's what they're disputing is religion. It's religion rhetoric. So as you could tell, they're just making stuff up as long as they go. And if you read down the bottom, you notice that it says, and whoever seeks religion other than one of the losers. So their religion, so if you're a Christian, a Hebrew, or Buddhist or whatever, you consider a loser to Muslims. You're a loser. So if you're a Hebrew, you are considered a loser. If you're a Christian, you're a loser. If you're a Buddhist, you're a loser. This is right there. This is in the Surah. So so Islam don't even have respect for other religions. Think about that. So how, so those people that's married to a Muslim and you're a Christian and you're married to a Muslim, you are considered a Muslim. You are considered a loser to your Muslim spouse or whoever. I just want to put that out there. So the religion itself is very disrespectful. So I just want to put that out there.
I just put the guy email in the back chat guy. He a Hebrew. I think he got a couple words he want to say.
All right.
He an Israelite, so he lean more toward the Moorish paradigm. I just put it in the back chat.
Okay. He's coming on?
Yeah, I just sent it to him. I just put it in the back chat.
All right, but I'm just saying that according to Islam, his religion is a loser. He's a loser according to the religion. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You just check the Surah. So there's a lot of stuff. Even in the Surah, and according to the religion, if you allowed to beat your woman. I'm just saying, this is something that black people, this is something that these B-Rabs, whether if you're Muslim or you call yourself Moors or whatever you want to call yourself, this is in the court. But my question I wanted to ask, why would you want to be in a religion where it's just totally where it just disrespect women? Even in the Bible, it says something about a woman can't teach and stuff like that. She need to shut the hell up. Not in those words, but you know what I'm saying. She can't speak. Now, as far as African people, according to our culture, we don't believe in that because that's European bullshit. We don't believe in. We embrace our women. Our women are allowed to teach because they teach our children. So we're not going to tell our women to shut up, and we don't believe in beating our women either.
Hey, I'm about to send you an email right now. I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought.
I'm just saying, Brother Bakari, is that those people want to bang on Pan-Africans, they need to look at themselves first. Those people that's in these religions, you know what I'm saying? They need to look at themselves before they start banging on Pan-Africanism. Start talking about Marcus Garvey. They ain't gonna give no credit. Noble Jew Ali stole, or took some ideas from Marcus Garvey. Wallace Fraud Muhammad took a lot of stuff from a white man, by the way, named Wallace Fraud Muhammad. Took a lot of stuff from Marcus Messiah Garvey, and they never gave that black man. They should be calling Marcus Garvey a god. They should be calling him a god because they took a lot of stuff. He laid the platform. He was the first black man that cleaned up the black man, black woman, and child in the United States and in the Caribbean. So I don't want nobody to say nothing. And I want somebody to prove me wrong. There ain't nobody on earth can prove me wrong. And I challenge anybody.
I just sent you the link. We got a few more minutes. I just sent you the link. Israel.
He better hurry up because I'm about to close out. It's over 3 hours.
I just forwarded you the link, Isaiah Israel. Come on, so you can say your piece.
I didn't know y'all was on over that long with having this stuff. Wow.
That's all right. That's all right, but it's always next time.
Yeah, Israel. See what he got to say and what have stuff. Hey, God, there's nothing wrong with you posting that your link on top of the comment section because you have the ability to vet or screen if somebody tries to come in. You could screen the person that comes in anyway. So you could post that when you copy to invite a guest and you post it on the live comment. There's nothing wrong to do that.
Yeah, I could do that, but I don't want to do that because I don't want any old body coming on my. I want to have full control who I want on my live because I did it before and it was kind of like a disaster.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, and I think Brother already knows.
You didn't get the email. I just sent it. That was sent to me. I just forwarded it to you. Now, what is this he got in the chat? 912. What is that? That's not even the whole email.
Well, I guess the first
email that he came through. I think he had some problems with that. He's always having some goddamn problems. And now, now I don't know.
What is it? Oh, let me put my glasses on so I can see that, because I want to hear what you got to say. Right.
Yeah, I want to hear what he got to say too. You know.
Hey, but you know something? I'm gonna be honest, right? I went out to that rally here, Ray Shaw Brook, when they killed that brother. I went out there to meet some people and talk. I'm gonna be honest with you. I met some good Israelites out there. They were not out there screaming and cursing and acting all. You know how they can act.
Oh yeah, been around us for 30. Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of people that I know that on every different camps, Moors and Nawapians, Muslims, atheists, agnostics, and what have you. Don't get me wrong. It's just when we're on YouTube and what have you and stuff. So we get that they resonate. That it seems like, you know, because of the personality that's being resonated, it seems like the most of them are like that, you know what I'm saying? Because we see those big personalities, and not to say nothing about like what's the name, Hashar, Captain Tazarek, you know, we go on YouTube and we got, you know, the general public sees that, and then it shows all these videos about Hebrew Israelites, so therefore it kind of stamps in our head, and we perceive that's how they are. But just like you did, Bakari, when you went out to that protest, just like me, my experience, the ones that I know personally, and I get to know them, what have it, they're nothing like how they're being portrayed on YouTube and social media.
I don't think he's gonna come on, man, because he didn't.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's always next time. So I give people. So we're gonna be about to close out. So I give y'all your last words, and we're done. We out of here. So, starting for Brother Bakari, and then you, Kukata, and then we out.
All right.
Look, man, I want to thank my boy, Brother Guy Nollywood, for inviting me to his panel. You know, we always together. That's my boy. I appreciate him. I appreciate the chat for being active and talking. You know, and if I said anything that y'all like, y'all can go to my channel if you think I'm interested enough. My channel is called Brother Bakari. I would like you to subscribe. I talk about, you know, I'm pro-Black Pan-African, but I got shows where I'm advertising Black businesses because that's what we need to do. I'm a small channel, but I still get out and do that because that's how I live. I live by the words that I say. I have shows where I have a few videos where I'm teaching ladies to shoot guns, being ready to defend themselves, protect themselves, because we have to do that as well. I teach my son, my daughter how to shoot. My daughter's not on there with me yet, but she know how to shoot. My son, 17, he know how to handle any weapon I got, all my ERs, because that's what we do, and we have to know how to take care of ourselves. So that's what I'm about, and I'm about unity. You'll go in there, you'll see unity shows. I know how to get past our differences and see the bigger picture. That's why I was hoping Isaiah Israel could have sent his email in time so he could get on. But don't worry about it. I got your email now, so we'll all get together and do a unity show one day. And once again, I thank you for joining me. I thank you for inviting me and allowing me to join you. I apologize for that. And I thank the chat. And once again, my channel is Brother Bakari. Peace.
Go ahead, Kukata. It's on you.
Hey, first of all, man, again, I appreciate you allowing me, first of all, for you to establish your platform and to voice your views, your opinions, and to incite critical conversation and discourse and what have. So I give thanks to you, Brother Bakari. Of course, every time I see, y'all inseparable and what have you stuff. Brother Bakari, I like your spirit. Like both of y'all, but don't get me wrong. When I say something about Bakari, I've just been interacting more with Brother Bakari than I do with you guys in Hollywood. But I can tell simultaneously, y'all, the way y'all spirit is, it parallels, and I can see why y'all in cohesion with each other.
with this discussion that's going on and what have you stuff, it's this thing that I see that's going on with all these groups. They all have kernels of truth in it. Don't get me wrong. Of course, they all have an emphasis of their method and their approach on how to galvanize and coalesce black folks and to be utilized as a unified front to deal with this reality that we live in. And this reality that we live in, there's no question the way things are oriented, the way things are structured, and how things are manifested, sustained, and maintain white supremacy. There's no question about that. And all y'all doing is because we all as as individuals have things that we got to tend to. Before you, both of y'all to go out here and to do what y'all do and try to invoke and provoke people and incite in conversation that can perhaps potentially spark people not only with talk but to open people's minds up, and eventually hopefully it can manifest with applicable and proactive action. So ultimately, not short term, but long term, it could be beneficial for us as black people. But as far as the Moors, the common thing that I'm seeing, and that I was involved with this stuff a long time ago. And what Brother Bakar and God in Hollywood was demonstrating, the brother, you could tell the guy had a good heart, good spirit. He means well. His intention and his effort is noble. But the way he's trying to bring legitimacy and try to justify when he's being questioned, he's using, and I'm going to say it like this. Y'all know how I am. He's using pseudoism.
Mm-hmm.
He's using pseudo, and then he's trying to escape to some refuge to a form of mysticism. And as we already know, there's nothing wrong. I don't care what somebody believes. But as long as you can make a distinction, you can separate your spirituality or your religion and separate it where it can cultivate you mentally and your emotions and all that kind of stuff to give you what have you. But separate things that are untangible and abstract and things that are concrete. And what when the way he was trying to justify talking about Pangea and talking about Canaanites and all that kind of stuff, bro, we're living in 2020, and you're gonna encounter a lot of people who are well informed. That stuff was good back in the 1980s or the early with X-Clan and Boogie Down, what have you stuff. Because I grew up on that kind of stuff, and I got involved with that stuff back in the days. But there's going to be a lot of people who are apologists and what have you stuff. You cannot talk that kind of rabble no more. Those days are over, and that's the reason why I like what y'all doing. Y'all integral and with details, and y'all pointing out the flaws. But I'm off the mic. I've been talking too dang much, and I know God Hollywood he got. And hey, thank y'all for real. Peace in the hotel.
Man, I appreciate y'all, brothers. Man, we definitely like to have. We love to have you again, Cool Cutter. And I don't mind any type of criticism, because like I said, I'm very open to criticism. But we definitely appreciate you. We love you. Have you again, Brother Bakar. Me and you, we on the same team, brother. So I gotta have my brother Bakar on here. You know what I'm saying? Because he always dropping knowledge and jewels. Definitely we're gonna have your other brother on there, Israel. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Israel. We're gonna definitely have him on next time. So like I said, but I'm glad y'all. Thanks to the chat. Thanks to the chat. John and KW, Don Seven. Who else? Was another brother on here. What's his name? Oh, Aquanfo Young. Yahoo. Excuse me if I pronounced it wrong. I'm sorry. But I want to thanks to the chat. Y'all been very active. Thanks for people who's watching. But we had to do that. I was going to do it last week, but things happened. Actually, I was going to do it this week, but with the whole Father's Day thing and stuff. Yeah. So I had to just chop it up, and no ill wills to Keneland Moore. He's a good brother, but I think he just him and his peoples really need to do their homework just a little bit more, because I had to rebuttal that to squash all that mythology crap. You know what I'm saying? So again, it has nothing to do with us. And I want to say this loud and clear. I am not a Moor. I don't wear fezzes. My last name ain't no Bay or L or whatever you want to call it. I'm not Muslim. I'm not a Hebrew. I'm not none of that. I believe in committed scientism. I'm African because I come from a land mass. I come from land. Okay. We have a flag. Flag is the nation of the people. So, and it's made by a black man. It's for us and by us only. That's it. And that's what I rock to the day I die. So I want people to understand where I'm coming from. Okay. So when people don't like it, and if they, you can go somewhere else with that, So you could be whatever you want to be. You want to be a B-Rap? Go ahead. But don't bring that shit to me. And this is out of respect. It's out of respect. It's not about hate. You know what I'm saying? But even in the Quran and the Bible, okay, that black people read a lot, even the God said that there's a time for peace and there's a time for war. There's a time for hate and there's a time for love. That's in the Bible. That's in the Quran. Okay? So I'm just throwing it out there. So again, family, peace and love. Hotep. And I'll see you on the flip.
Let me say this real quick. That's well said. I'm gonna tell you one thing, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn.
Go ahead,
I'm a man. I'm so objective, man. If my mama was on this dang platform and she says something scientifically or that doesn't have no credence, I would tell my mama, you're wrong. That's how I am. If I say something, that's how I am, bro. I don't care what group or what platform I'm on. If somebody I think say something wrong, and I can substantiate and corroborate what I'm saying, and to be constructive, I won't care if my daughter was on it. I'm not trying to be brutal like that. If you say something, what have you, I'm not a neutral person. I'm an objective person. A neutral person will sit back and say, you and Bakari was having a dispute, and I'm the person to be in the media. A neutral person will sit there and say, well, God, Nollywood was actually up there in his discourse with Brother Bakari and showing and proving that Brother Bakari was wrong, and he substantiated with his evidence. A neutral person will sit there and say, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. I'm going to be quiet. An objective person is like an umpire. He's going to call the strikes. So don't worry, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm a brother, man. If I don't play favoritism and nothing like that. But anyways, thank you, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Isaiah was trying to come on, but it says device not connected, so I don't know what that means. But Isaiah, we got to do it next time, bro. I'm over 3 hours. I didn't know it was gonna be long, but I'm just glad that people was active, because this shows that people want to know the truth. We are about truth, and if we don't know the truth, we will go and get the truth. We're not going to spread rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? We don't go by assumptions. We don't go by opinions. Okay, so I sit there and I show proof and I show evidence. Because if you're not good, it's one thing of talking, but if you're going to make videos, show people what you know, and let them do the research on their own. It's just plain and simple. Stop making life difficult. And that's what they're doing. People make life difficult, and it shouldn't be. So I just want to throw that out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
All right, peace.